hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Jay Zoller, Curix, Rollsy, 63, Istar, Chicken Fajitas, Man Matter, User, Matt Pepperdine. What's up, everyone? Admador Delrodes. Good to see ya, everyone. Hopefully you had a good 4th of July if you're in the U.S. That's why we missed the Tuesday stream if you were looking for it. Thought Sneeze, Master of Music, Cooper, Strangers, Holy Pervinus, Strong Badinator, Skull Toller, Chen the Rainbow, the Metal Michael. What's going on, everyone? Good to see ya. I missed the stream on Tuesday. Good to be back for some more sweet streaming action. I'm really excited for this deck. This deck seems super sweet. What's going on, everyone? Yes, you made it for the beginning. Perfect timing. So yeah, we have Hour of Devastation pre-release sneaking out this weekend, so super excited for that. The set looks pretty interesting. I think it'll be really fun and limited. Not exactly sure how sweet it'll be for standard. Looks awesome for commander, middling for standard, and like limited should be pretty fun. Mad Godzilla, how goes it tonight? Probably just a normal stream, Appa the Biz. What do you think about Solemnity with Thing in the Ice in Standard? I think you need Solemnity to be good as a hate card, which it looks like it could be with the +1/+1 counter decks and the energy decks being really popular. But I think if those decks are good and you can also build a combo into your deck with it, then I'd be interested. If it doesn't do anything against anyone else's deck, I don't know if that's better than just casting more spells to flip it. What's up, Action Gnome? So, yeah, anyway, we have some reminders, of course. The YouTube channel, we had a super sweet Against the Odds. I was super excited about how the list turned out for our Soulflayer and Chromanicore deck. It just came together in a really sweet way. What do you think about HOU for Modern? So actually, Hour of Devastation coming out next week, we'll have videos. Richard is joining me to talk about the best cards for Modern. Chaz is joining me for Standard, and Tomer, of course, for Commanders. So those, I think, start Monday through Wednesday. Those will be going up. And then there's also a pre-release video talking about some limited cards. We don't talk about limited very much, but did a pre-release overrated and underrated card video, which I think comes out tonight, so everyone could watch it before the pre-release. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the Against the Odds, I was really happy with it. I did notice Cat Tribal was leaked as one of the commander decks. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I think it's a good choice. It's a weird choice and an unexpected choice, but I think it's a good choice, and I'm happy for it in that sense. I was hoping there'd be some unexpected tribes, and I think that it's an unexpected tribe. I definitely wasn't thinking cats, and we've gotten a decent amount of cat support. Cats are pretty popular, so I think it'll be sweet. The card itself, the Mythic that was on the front of it, didn't look very exciting, but I think the deck will be cool. There was no stream Tuesday. Here in the US, it was 4th of July holidays, so took the day off of streaming for the holiday. Solemnity makes some above the curve cards that place counters really good, like Plague Belcher as a 3-mana 5/4. Yeah, there's definitely some possibilities with Solemnity. I worry that it doesn't do very much on its own, but I'm definitely really excited to brew around it. That's one of the cards I'm most excited for Modern. In Modern, you can just lock people with Phyrexian Unlife. There's a lot of cool things that Solemnity can do. So anyway, if you haven't already, check out the YouTube channel. Tons of stuff coming up. Sweet Against the Odds from yesterday. Then all those different Hour of Devastation videos. Commander Clash, of course, tomorrow. So lots of stuff on there. And the replay YouTube, that's where you can find all the old streams, including this stream, in the future. So if you missed any or missed part of the action, make sure to check that out. Also the merch page. That's where you can get playmats and t-shirts and all that stuff. So Solemnity does not interact with Suspend at all. It only interacts with stuff on the battlefield. So a lot of people, that's a very common question, because Solemnity is a really confusing card, but it does nothing with Suspend anyway. Doesn't do anything at all. It would be super sweet if you could do one mana Greater Gargadons and stuff like that, but You can't. Strong Badinator, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. Is the music a bit loud? All right, let's turn down the music. Hang on. Why did I heard the donation music, but I did not see the donation? Oh no. Oh, I will look up the donation. 1 second. We have a bit of an issue with the layering of OBS. That's why you're not seeing chat on stream. 1 second. All right, there we go. There's a chat. Hang on 1 second. We have a donation, and it didn't pop up on screen, but I will make sure to read it. 1 second, and then we'll talk about the deck in just a minute. So, new donation, $10 from Bipolar Panda says, "Sup dude, I've been playing MTG for a while, but I have learned to quite a bit just watching you play in the 2 short weeks I've known about you and your channel. Don't spend it all in one place." Well, thank you so much, Bipolar Panda. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And the layers should be right now, so future donations will pop up along with the subs and all that stuff. Master of Music, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. Yeah, there's usually not a sideboard on the overlay for streaming to give more room for the chat. So that's supposed to be that way. But we can talk about the sideboard. Dusty 1991, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you want to donate, like we just had from Bipolar Panda, there's a link down below. $2 or more, gets right on screen. Teamer Ramp. Looks pretty interesting. Sandworm Convergence is a card that would be really cool to make work. It's a lot of power if it sits out there, but it seems like it could work. If Money 59, 7 months in a row. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. All right, so let's talk about this deck. I'm really excited for this deck. We'll get into our league, and then we can talk about all different things. Interesting brew with Fraying Sanity. Yeah, I'm really excited to brew around that card. Probably involving Traumatize, I would guess. Dolores, 9 months in a row, says, really enjoy the channel. Well, I really enjoy the subscription. Thank you so much for the resub. Big Scoops here for our resubscriber. All right, so what we got going on then in this deck is it's basically, we did a mono-white Monumental White deck tech a little while ago. This is sort of the more updated build. People have actually been playing that deck, testing that deck. So the most up-to-date version of that build is still very much white-based and still very much an Oketra's Monument deck. But it splashes for a couple of blue-white creatures. So since they're white, we still get the Oketra's Monument bonus, making them cheaper. We get a token when we cast them. But we have Spell Quellers for a bit of disruption, Cloud Blazer. So the basic idea of this deck is we're going to get down Oketra's Monument, which you can tell how badly we want this Oketra's Monument, because the chat is not moving on the stream. That's interesting. What is going on with the stream tonight? See if that... Is it gone completely now? Kazakh Noodle, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. All right, I think it's coming back on. So we want Monument so bad. We're playing 4 of them, even though it's legendary. So the other ones are basically dead draws. But the idea of this deck is we stick a Monument. We can cast stuff for crazy really cheaply. So Thraben Inspectors, Henweir Militia Captains, Selfless Spirits for protection. Bygone Bishop makes us a ton of clue tokens when we're casting our other stuff. Cloud Blazer draws us cards. Spell Queller draws us cards, and then Dust to Dawn is amazing. If you notice, every single creature in our deck has power 2 or less, every single one. So it's often like drawing 4 or 5 cards, and it's wrathing our opponent's big stuff. So we go super wide with our creatures. We get to draw tons of cards from our clues and our Cloud Blazers, and then eventually we either beat our opponent just by overwhelming them with value from all of our creatures, or we can flip around a Westville Abbey into an Ormondal, taking all of our Oketra's Monument tokens, and just go to town that way and win with the really hard to beat Ormondal. So that's basically the plan of the deck. It's really odd because it's sort of a white weenie deck, but it's also built with tons of card advantage. We have so many things that draw us cards, so it solves some of the things I don't like about playing weenie decks, where you're just running out of cards. If you get Wrath, you lose, things like that. But this is definitely a lot different than that, and I think we draw more cards than just about any deck in Standard, because with all of our clues, we can crack them with our mana, since our creatures are cheaper with Oketra's Monument. So super excited to test this list out. As far as the sideboard, nothing too exciting. We have some Gideons for control matchups, a bunch of counter spells, also for kind of controlling matchups, another Dust Dawn to fight through control, mostly to get back all of our creatures, Fragmentize for artifacts and enchantments, and Declaration of Stone plus Collective Effort for removal. We can also use Collective Effort to pump our team, but it's mostly get rid of an enchantment, kill something big. So this deck looks really interesting, and I think it's going to be really fun. So we're going to give it a shot. And Standard has gotten so much better, so I'm just excited to play Standard in general. It seems like Standard has really become good since the last bannings. We don't have any, well, we have 2 Metallic Rebukes. That's our mono blue card in the main deck. So just a couple Metallic Rebukes, a Mana Leak that's a little bit cheaper thanks to our clues. We can tap them to cast it for 1 or 2 mana. So we're going to jump into a league. I like the mill deck. It looks pretty interesting. Just tons of removal and the combo of Fraying Sanity Traumatize. I was just talking to Richard today. We were recording the Modern video. We have a new subscriber, the Scion. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yeah, and we were talking about how possibly the combo of Traumatized Fraying Sanity would actually be best in a control deck instead of a dedicated mill deck. Paradoxical Whispers, or Paradox Whispers, 7 months in a row. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Would zombies ever run Bantu's Monument? Maybe. I think it'll depend on what their curve looks like. They have so many 1-drops right now that don't really do much with Monument that it's a little weird. So I don't know if they'd run it right now, but if the deck is around post-rotation, it's possible. I like the idea of making a Jeskai or blue-white control deck with Solemnity that hoses a large chunk of the field. Yeah, I think that sounds really fun. I like that idea as well. Pod Climber, 3 months in a row. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. So we're gonna play first, and yeah, I mean, this is a hand. Thraben Inspector for the clues. We don't have a Monument, but this isn't why we really like Monument and want Monument. It's not a deck that we have to have Monument to play it. Hey Seth, one of your South African viewers here today. Happy to catch the stream finally, hoping you win and help me recover from my economics exam. Oh, good lord. And streaming mode. Well, hello from the US, and yes, we will enter into streaming mode now that we're in the games. There we go. Yeah, I think it looks super sweet, Johnny Vengeance. I'm really excited. This seems like a deck that I really will enjoy playing. Which is weird because it's kind of aggressive, but what do you think of Startle the Wake Fraying Sanity in Standard? I think it could be a possibility. I think we want more mill cards to support it, but I think it could work. I mean, the problem with Fraying Sanity is it doesn't do anything on its own, which is a little risky, but the combo's pretty good. It doesn't take that many copies of Startle the Wake, or like 2 Fraying Sanities, and you mill so many cards. Got a job this week? Oh, congratulations, Faricarico. Oh man, that was some poor pronunciations. Let's keep attacking. Not sure what our opponent's playing. My guess would be like Teamer Energy, but we haven't seen other colors of mana. Well, play the Plains, another Militia Captain. Does our opponent have a counter? There's an Essence Scatter. Do you think that Teamer Energy is still overpowered without Marvel? Teamer Energy is still very good, but it's more of like a value-y mid-range deck at this point than a scary combo deck. What's up, Mind Trick? 2 Frank Sanity plus Startle Awake will win the game for you. Startle Awake copy with Geist Blast. Drake Haven? What is happening? This is sketchy. Well, let's crack our clue. I don't like this Drake Haven-ness. Ugh. Dust to Dawn is not... Second Dust to Dawn is a pretty bad draw here. Oh boy. Pass the turn. Ibens, 2 months in a row, says 2 months, good luck today. Well, thank you, Ibens, and thank you for the sub. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops here for Art, new subscriber. We're playing in a friendly league. So is this like Bant Drake Haven? I do not know what's happening, but I'm assuming none of this is good for us. Well, play the island. I don't even think we attack. I think we just Cloud Blaze. It's going to get censored, which is miserable. Well, I guess we get it back with a Dust Dawn at some point. There's the censor, as predicted. Oh, man. Alright, we're going to attack. If they have 1 mana cycler, make a Drake, block, then I guess you got us. Or they just have Blessed Alliance. Now we might have to cast this Dust just to get it in the graveyard. What was the punt there? I think we had to cast it. We can't just not play anything there. Have you ever considered streaming with some guests or other streamers? Might be cool. I think it could be fun. I don't really know how you... Like having someone call in or something. That could be cool. I don't know who exactly it would be, but... Pull from tomorrow, gonna make a Drake. Oh boy. Okay. Not feeling very confident. We don't have a Monument. Our opponent's countering all of our stuff. We draw a Prairie Stream. Well, let's play Dust just to get it in our graveyard. Play Prairie Stream. Play Selfless Spirit. Pass the turn. Back when Shadows came out, I played Sigarda and Handweir Captain. Ooh. That sounds pretty spicy. Is this like... I don't know what this is. Opponent. Getting in with the Drake. I mean, I guess we're going to block because we're going to get everything back anyway, so we might as well. Opponent is down to 13. There's our Monument, finally. Well, let's get in with Draven Inspector. Opponent takes it. Well, we get to play around Censor with this Dawn. So let's Dawn. Whew, alright. Pass the turn. Next turn should be a good turn. Monument is so good, it has its own deck now. Opponent cycles a cast out. So next turn, we can just go super wide. Opponent does have a nice promo Ether Hub. Opponent's draking around. This is a remix by Weisiger, but I don't know the song that it was remixed from. Opponent. Whoa, would you recommend an Avatar tribal like the one you built for Commander Clash, or are they more something you play to make things interesting? I don't think Avatar Tribal is a super competitive Commander deck. I think it's a really sweet deck, but I don't think it's overly competitive. Let's play our Monument. Play Handweir Militia Captain. Get a 1/1. And we're just going to pass and leave up Spell Queller. And we should get to flip our Oketra's, flip our Handweir Militia Captain. Would you recommend playing Modern or Standard on a budget? Oh, geez. I think that Standard is an easier format for budget because the decks tend to be cheaper anyway. But Modern is probably a more fun format overall, in my opinion. I mean, it's all a matter of opinion, but what's up, Big Show? I'm making Locust God EDH deck that's 20% wheels. Yeah, it sounds like such a fun deck. That's, I also did the Commander video, and Locust God is about Tomer. I think it's Tomer's favorite card from the set, or at least favorite god from the set. Spectrum 14, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. So opponent's going crazy wide with Drakes. Yup. Question is, what's our opponent doing? All right. Fires up Lumbering Falls. I think we're just going to run Spell Queller out there to eat a Drake and not take as much damage. So, Spell Queller. Make a 1/1. Opponent has a counter. All right, we get a 1/1. Well, we'll take our beats. I think this is fine. We dropped to 9, which isn't great, but we get to flip Handwear Militia Captain into a huge threat. Stasis Snare isn't too exciting, so let's Cloud Blazer, make a 1/1, draw some cards, gain some life. Oh man, the stack, we're going so wide. There it is. There's West Flabby for next turn. Play a Selfless Spirit. Make a 1/1. Play a Plains. Play Handwear Militia Captain. Make a 1/1. And I think we'll do a little bit of attacking. That's lethal! We just killed him! We killed him from there! Oh, this deck! Oh my goodness. We went from just having all of our stuff countered and doing nothing to just killing our opponent. That was so sweet. Monument! Oh, it's so many. I'm just like loving the synergies with the cult leader / militia captain. Oh, that was so sweet. Whoo! Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, this, I don't know if Todd built it, but Todd played it at the Invitational, I believe, along with Jerry Thompson and some other people. What's the tick cost of this deck? Not very much. Well, I mean, I think it's semi-expensive because of the Gideons in the sideboard. So, online, it's 150 ticks, but 50 of them are the 3 Gideons in the sideboard, which aren't 100% necessary. So you probably get it down under 100 ticks if you don't get the Gideons. Oh, yeah. All right, so what do we want against this deck? Mono counters. Collective Effort seems like a sweet answer, or Fragmentize, which is better. We could bring in Metallic Rebuke. Metallic Rebukes, Gideons, and then maybe stuff to answer our opponents' Drake Havens. I don't know exactly how we want to configure this, though. Yeah, we do want to kill the Drake Haven. Budget replacement for Selfless Spirit. So there's nothing that really does what Selfless Spirit does, but a lot of people have been playing Aviary Mechanic. I don't know, it's a 2/2 that bounces a creature. You can bounce a creature with it when it enters the battlefield. So you can just get even more monument value. So that's shown up in a decent number of these decks. I think we're going to go down Stasis Snares. Don't seem great. Maybe we don't go up the Metallic Rebuke. I'm not even sure about Selfless Spirit. It does trigger our stuff. It seems hard to cut too many creatures. Maybe go down a Dust Dawn. Bring in Fragmentize. Go down a Selfless Spirit. Go down a couple Selfless Spirits and go 2 Gideons. Maybe something like that. Let's try it like that. We got there. What's up, Stu? You should make an against odds deck designed to make the opponent time out. that's actually harder to do than it looks. This hand is slow, but our opponent's deck is slow, so I think it's fine. Opponent leads on Ether Hub. Yep. Ooh, Thraben Inspector is a nice draw. We do like that. I think we're going to play it. We could wait and try to get Monument down, but I think it's fine. Gives us a clue to Zach on turn 2. Opponent's on the all Ether Hub plan. Opponent passes. We draw planes, play the plays, get in with the Thraben Inspector. I think the new unset is really sweet, but I can't imagine that I'm gonna buy it. I don't think we really want to try to fight the Drakes. I think we just want to kill the Drake Haven. Love your videos. Just want to tell you my recent brain transplant. I wasn't originally going to do that, but I changed my mind. Very good, very good. Well, let's crack our clue. Another Monument. Well, we're definitely playing a Monument here since we have 2 of them. We're actually fine with one getting countered since it's legendary anyway. There's a negate. Makes our opponent spend some of their energy, which is actually a pretty big deal. Hey, what's up, Andre? We don't know yet. The unset doesn't actually come out until November, so we haven't seen any cards, but I imagine there has to be... sweet lands. That's like the best thing of unsets. Catastrophe, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Well, let's get in with the Thraben Inspector. Now there's a question as to whether we actually play the Monument. I think we do. If our opponent has, they have to have a second negate, I think that's fine. We'll just play it. We can't leave up Rebuke, but whatever. Hegman13, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Double face lands would be pretty interesting. Hey, what's up, Unseen Spectre? This deck looks pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy to be playing this deck. How do I go about updating blue-white spirits for Modern? So there haven't been many good blue-white spirits printed since we made that deck. However, it is pretty sweet to upgrade the mana base. That's probably the easiest thing you can do to just improve the deck is just make the mana base better if you can. Fast lands, shock lands, fetch lands. Double face lands are definitely an awesome idea. I'm also interested in masterpieces. Unset masterpieces would be super sweet. If you only have 2 Gideons in the sideboard because you can't get a third, what would you include instead? Oh, geez. Probably just like another removal spell, maybe? Well, let's get in with our Cloud Blazer. We're actually pretty close to Westville Abbey. Problem is we know our opponent has Cast Out, which deals with it. But in theory, we could go for it next turn. Let's Bygone Bishop. We might actually go for it just because we have double Dust Dawn in hand. Sure. We'll let that go. We get a 1/1. So I guess we can't actually go for it next turn. Play Port Town. Pass the turn. Do you think you're going to run into any leaked cards on stream? From what I've seen, they're so scarce that it's unlikely. So when I found out the cards were in the treasure chests, I went and opened like about 50 treasure chests, I think. Actually, I was going to open 10 treasure chests, but then I opened Leovold, which is like 40 ticks. So I was like, oh, I got a Leovold. I might as well keep opening more treasure chests. So I kept opening them, got up to close to 50 chests opened, and did not open a single rare. I think it got 3 commons and uncommons. So I don't think there's enough out there that people can really build with them, even if they want to. You know what? I think we're just going to do this. Let's just Dusk, kill Rogue, Refiner. Such a weird card, because we actively want it in the graveyard, so it's kind of okay-ish to cast it without full value. Dragon's Umbra, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yeah, I did it last night when it first happened, so they removed them afterwards, because I know they were still in there when I was opening them because I opened some, but I didn't open any rares, which makes sense. It's pretty rare. Am I planning on updating any of the recent budget decks when Hour of Devastation releases? And opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Oh my goodness, look at this hand. Opponent's deck is pretty spicy, but double Ether Hub, not going to get there with this hand. Woo. Alright, well, that was good. Polar Scribe, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yes, I believe there will be a Budget Magic update for Hour of Devastation. What's up, Big Star Tuna? Also, there's, at some point, going to be a Modern budget update. Can't really update Modern every set because not enough changes, but definitely going to do a budget update at some point, maybe like once a year. Do an article with a big Modern update talking about all the different changes to any of the Modern decks. So I think that'll be coming hopefully over this summer before we get into Ixalan stuff, but I'm not 100% sure. We got, we have EV article coming out this week, so that'll be coming out for Hour of Devastation. Started working on that, looking a bit grim so far, but we'll see. I haven't finished calculating everything. And then so I got a good question for everyone. What do you care about the Magic Hall of Fame? So for some reason that I don't completely understand, I get to vote for the Hall of Fame this year. So is that something that interests you? It doesn't seem, it's not like our usual topics at all. So is that something that you would even read an article on? And the other thing is there's a million Hall of Fame articles out there. I do agree about Chris Pikula, and I do plan on voting for Chris Pikula. I do not understand why I get to vote. We have a new donation from Counter Cleric. Oh man, that's a lot of reading. I'm going to pull this one up on the outside. Counter Cleric, hey, said I'm on vacation in Santa Fe, but I thought I'd ask you to say hello to Cheryl again and wish her a happy vacation. Well, happy vacation, Cheryl. Then I'm going to go log out because I'd like to stay married through the vacation. That is a good call, Counter Cleric, and longer than that for that matter. Thanks and good luck. Well, Counter Cleric and also Cheryl, happy vacation, have a great vacation, and I completely understand ducking out of the stream early. Sounds like a good call in this situation, so have a good vacation. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sweet to be able to vote for it, but I guess you get to vote because you're a pretty big person in the MTG community. Yeah, the Hall of Fame voting is odd. I don't 100% understand the criteria, but they have a group of, like, I guess, content-y people that get to vote that rotates around. So, I mean, I'm definitely honored to be able to vote for it. It just was a surprise. I never even considered that that would be a thing that could happen. Yes, being able to dig up decks would be cool. There might be a way to make a cool article about the Hall of Fame, but there's so many out there, so I don't know. And I don't even know how interesting it is. Juxtapox, 4 months in a row, love the recent Budget Magic and Against the Odds videos. Well, thank you. And I actually really like those ones as well. Pass the turd. Well, I'll have to see. Maybe I will. Wasn't there an article? I did write an article about how I was hoping. Oh dear. This is not what we want, Deckland. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this is how you lose to Eldrazi. Yikes, 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 yikes. I finally bought into Modern with Living End. Oh, the article was actually about, there's a thought knot. The article was actually about making a Hall of Fame for non-players. That was the main idea of that article. Is Magic Online worth it even if I have to rebuy my decks? Yes, I think so. For me, it definitely is. I think it depends on your personal situation. I don't get much of a chance to play paper Magic, so even before I was making content, Magic Online was very worth it for me. Well, let's play Militia Captain, play Irrigated Farmland. Not feeling very good about where we're at. If our opponent has Land Reality Smasher, feeling pretty dead about where we're at. There's a land. Land Glorybringer is just about as bad. And that's why you don't miss land drops. Yikes. I mean, what can we even draw? Can we draw anything? Spell Queller's not a thing. Yeah, I mean, that's game. Wow, that was... Whoo! Don't miss land drops. Well, we were on the draw, we missed our land drops, so I don't think it'll always be that bad. It felt like Double Eldrazi Temple. Maybe write an article questioning if you should be able to vote. That could be an interesting article. Well, I'll have to think about it. I don't know if I'll do an article about it or not. I wasn't asking for an upgrade. I have an upgrade for the blue, white, and the magic change in the top deck. I was asking because I plan on going to SCG Regionals and I need ideas for the deck to be able to take down the top decks. Ah, I see. I don't think I have a Spanish Inquisition. Well, I think Dust Dawn is probably one of our best cards. It seems super amazing against Eldrazi. Otherwise, maybe more removal would be the only other option. What do we go down, though? I mean, I feel like we can just clog up the ground so much. What do we lose to? Man, it seems like this should just be an insanely good magic. Or matchup. I don't think anything's really close to being banned in Modern right now. Yeah, I guess Sweltering Suns is annoying, but Dust Dawn helps us there as well. And Selfless Spirit, so we seem like we have that kind of covered. Maybe we just go down one Metallic Rebuke and just run it like this? I mean, this is like a one-sided Wrath in this matchup. That also gets all of our creatures back from Sweltering Suns. Dust Dawn seems insane in this deck, especially in this matchup. What would we go down? I think Declaration in Stone would be good, but what would we go down to bring it in? Go down the Rebuke for another Deck in Stone? Alright, I think I'm fine with that. Do you think Liliana's Defeat could be a viable sideboard card in Modern if Shadow stays near the top? 1 mana removal that kills Liliana, Shadow, and every relevant Delve creature seems sweet. I think it could be. We have a similar card. What is the name of the Theros one? It doesn't have the Liliana upside, the Planeswalker upside. So it's better than that, but I'm not sure. Maybe. It's a little weird having 0 negates. I usually play negates in everything. Alright, this hand's a little more functional. We can take this. Night Owl, 7 months in a row, says Quack. Well, welcome to the Fishbowl. Yes, Dark Betrayal, that's a card I was thinking of. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Well, play the tap land, pass the turn. How realistic is it to go infinite on Magic Online these days? I think it's semi-realistic. So you're gonna have to spend money to get the cards you need to start playing Magic Online. However, once you start playing, if you play the right formats and play fairly well, I think it's possible to go infinite still. Alright, we're just gonna Plains leave up Spell Queller here. Spell Queller loses value as we go along, but I will run this out there on just about anything, I think. Including a Matter Reshaper. So, play Militia Captain, play Prairie Stream, get in with Spell Queller, hope we don't get Thought Knotted so we can Cloud Blazer. That would be sweet. How do you think about the recent popularity? How do you think the recent popularity of X-Mage affects Magic Online? Is it creating competition or deriving more players? That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. There's a Sweltering Suns. Opponent's got the all removal hand. Well, play Westfall Abbey. Play a Cloud Blazer. Go up to 22. Yikes. Alright, pass the turn. Not great draws. Not great draws by any stretch. Hopefully this isn't Glorybringer. We'll take 3 here. Don't really want our opponent to get a land. Their 5th mana. Oh, they have their 5th mana. And there's a Chandra. Takes up. Oh my Ah! You gotta be kidding me. Really? Really? Chandra, Magmus, oh my goodness. That's a little ridiculous. Well, play Selfless Spirit. Play Port Town. Reveal Farmland, pass the turn. Oh no. I think we're losing. That's a... Man, that Magma Spray was super brutal. Hit with Chandra. I think this is actually the same music. It's just in a different order. Really? Oh my god. Well, run out Spell Queller. Wow. We're so losing. This is not at all how I pictured any of this going. Sack Spell Queller. Yeah, I'm not really sure how X-Mage is impacting Magic Online. Well, let's cycle Farmland. Declaration and Stone Matter Reshaper. Opponent crews up the Sky Sovereign. We don't have another Declaration in Stone, so play Westfall Abbey. Man, I think we're losing. Oh man, this feels so bad. Oh, this feels like this should be a good matchup. I haven't really played against this Mono Red Eldrazi list much. Opponent cracks a clue. Do they find the creature they need off the top to crew? They do. It's a Thought-Knot Seer off the top. So let's let them attack with Sky Sovereign. Oh, man. Well, I guess Dust Dawn is still a good draw. Let's see what our opponent does. Shoot, Selfless Spirit. Well, we'll sack. I guess Dust Dawn is the draw that we really need here. We block. Opponent takes up Chandra, hits us for 2. We draw a very useless land. Attack Chandra. Play the land, fast the turn. Oh, boy. This is brutal. Opponent, Harness Lightning off the Chandra. Hits us for 2. Follows up with Matter Reshaper. Plays a land. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. X-Mage is good until you realize you want to play Magic with people who know how phases work. Yeah, that's been my limited experience with those type of programs is... A lot of people that don't understand the actual rules and not a... Magic Online lets you play even if you don't know the rules because everything's built into it, but X-Mage doesn't necessarily do that. And that's game. Wow! Alright. Well, I don't know what to say about that one. I feel like this should be a really good matchup for us, but we got mana screwed game 1, and in game 2, I mean, we weren't especially close. I guess our opponent had some good hits here and there, but I mean, we didn't really get any card advantage going. Interesting. X-Mage has phases implemented. Really? X-Mage enforces the rules. Well, I haven't played any of those things in a while, so maybe it has changed. I guess my experience. So here's my everlasting experiment of experience with playing in that. So I cast a Thoughtseize targeting my opponent. My opponent casts Remand on the Thoughtseize. I immediately tap 1 more black mana, cast the Thoughtseize again, and my opponent says, "You're not allowed to do that." I cast Remand on it, starts swearing at me, and quits the match. So that's my that's my that was my experience with the rules on X-Mage. So that's, and that was several years ago, but that's how, that was like, I don't know. To me, that's my lasting impression of it. So, but like I said, that was several years ago, so maybe like 5 years ago. So I'm sure that a lot of those things have improved since I have used any of those programs. Anyway, haven't had a break yet. Quick 30-second break. We'll be back with round 3 with this blue-white monument deck. Oh, that last match was brutal. Brutal, brutal. Oh, maybe I'm thinking about cockatrice. That's possible. It's been a long time, and the non-official programs tend to blend together in my mind. There is a good question about the legality of it. I'm really not sure why Wizards allows programs like that to exist, unless it's just that they really don't have does not have a way to deal with them or like stop them if they wanted to. But it does seem strange that they would let, I mean, it seems like copyright infringement or something. So the thing is, that's true. I think it was cockatrice, because I think cockatrice is, it's sort of legal because it doesn't support the rules. It's technically just a platform where you can play a bunch of different games. When the rules engine support puts it in more of a gray area as far as rules are concerned. So I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, maybe it's because they're not making any money. If it's run from outside of the US, that definitely makes it harder for Wizards to do much of anything about it. Opponent passes. We'll play the Plains. Play Selfless Spirit. Opponent's got the old double Crypt Breaker. I guess we just pass. We're kind of hoping our opponent starts playing Lords and gets their creatures big enough that we can dust them. We also have evasive threats, which is nice. Hey, well, good luck to your boy Ryan. Do you run into a lot of super fast combo decks in Modern? What makes Modern fun? There's less super fast combo decks than you'd think. There are a lot of decks that can beat you early if they have their good draws. Like, Tron isn't really a combo deck, but if they have turn 3 Tron, it's pretty much going to beat you a lot of the time if you don't have an answer. I think Modern is fun for me because there's a lot of powerful stuff you can do. The card pool is huge, so there's tons of different brews and decks you can make. And also, is our opponent going to go attacking? No attacks. And also the format's super diverse, so it's pretty easy to run into a ton of different decks, when in Standard you usually see, and Standard has gotten a ton better recently, like way better than it was before, but you still run into the same, I don't know, 5, 7, 10 decks. In Modern there's like 30 viable decks, so you really never know what you're gonna run into. As Nauseam keeps getting better due to cycling, if Death Shadow wasn't such a powerhouse, we'd see more of it. Alright, there's a Fatal Push. Well, I guess we sack a Selfless Spirit. Come on, Lords! Oh man, I've never been rooting for zombies to play a couple of Lords so hard. But that's really what we want here. I guess we need 2 Lords to really kill much. The triple 1-drop draw is pretty good. The problem is Modern, though, you can't sideboard against 30 decks, so sometimes you just lose. I mean, that's definitely true. there's so many viable decks that you do lose to, and they're powerful, so you do lose because you to things that line up well against your deck. That is a good point. And there's not really a catch-all. Like, Legacy is the same way, but 75% of decks play Force of Will, and the other 25 try to win on turn 2. So it's not really an issue. Have you ever thought about Deadbridge Chant in Modern for Against the Odds? I haven't really thought about it, but I would like to do that. I really like Deadbridge Chant. It's a really sweet card. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we will trade in a Thraben Inspector on a Dread Wanderer. Opponent's creatures not big enough for us to kill yet. We're also sort of running low on action. Dark Salvation. Oh dear. More land. Well, yikes. Are we losing again? Well, cast Dusk. We don't kill anything, but we get it in our graveyard. And our opponent draws a card and we take 1,000,000 damage. Oh boy. Yikes. Oh, this deck seems so good. Have you heard of the bannings in 1v1 Commander on Moto? Any thoughts? I know you don't used to play 1v1. So I play 1v1 a little. The bannings make a lot of sense. Well, we take a huge hit. Is this enough? We drop to 8. I don't know if this is enough. Cast another one. Blow up the board, except for the Crypt Breakers. Opponent does lose their Relentless Deads forever. We know they have a handful of action. And our hand is super ridiculously slow. Play an island, pass the turn. Hey, good morning from the US, the Love Chick. Arcslogger could be a sweet against odds too. Oh, opponent has another Lord, and now we're dead. Oh, man. What's happening? Bygone Bishop does nothing, and we scoop it up. Wow. Okay. Well, we can bring in Declaration in Stones. What's the quickest way to inventory 75k sorted cards for someone who knows nothing about them and wants to sell them? They have scanner programs now, which are probably the easiest way if you already have them sorted. Have you ever thought about hatching plans for Against the Odds? No, but now I am. And I think it could work. That's like, what, a 2-mana enchantment that when it goes to the graveyard, you draw 3? That could be cool. Steamflogger Boss. The problem with Steamflogger Boss is there's nothing to go with it. It would be cool to play with a... as a, like, meme deck, but you can't really build a deck around it. I guess you can play, like, Changelings? So they get +1/+1, but you still can't assemble a contraption or anything. Yeah, it does seem like we really want a monument for things to happen. Otherwise, we just are playing a bunch of weenies, and we have 25 lands, so we're flooding out and not doing anything. Maybe you do have to just mulligan until you find a... monument. That seems unlikely, though. Maybe go down a couple Selfless Spirits, since they die to most of our opponent's removal anyway. Like, Dark Salvation's still going to kill our stuff, and run it something like this. Yeah, I don't know why Hatching Plans isn't coming up. Oh, yeah, I guess you could play, Trophy Mage. Ooh, I hadn't even considered that Trophy Mage gets all of the monuments. Trophy Mage monument deck? Just like 20 monuments, Trophy Mage? That sounds like Against the Odds. So, oh yeah, so next week, we had an Against the Odds last night that you should definitely watch if you hadn't, because it's a super sweet one. It's one of the decks I've been happiest about in a while, so you can check that out on the YouTube. But next week is week 1 of Hour of Devastation, so what card for Against the Odds week 1? Give me your requests. Week 1 of Against the Odds. Oh man, the old 25 land Monument Mana Screwed Out hand. Well, we gotta ship it. Oh, no, not like this deck. What's happening to us? All right. Good old 5-card hand. I guess that has to go to the bottom. The problem is now our opponent has discard, so we still can't do anything. God Pharaoh's Gift, Crested Sunmare, 3-mana Lightning Bolt, Humility, Nicol Bolas. Are we gonna not ever play anything? Torment of Hailfire. Not Boggles. Torment.deck is a good option. Fraying Sanity could be a good one. Well, there's a land. Alright, so we do get a monument down, which at least gives us hope. This hand is super awful. We mulligan into Oblivion. And we even mulligan further because we have a monument we can't play. But we have a monument. We could draw into things that go with the monument. Rick is 11, 9 months in a row, says may the jank be with you, and with you, or Ruckus. Thanks for the subscription. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Opponent's going wide. We draw more lands. We'll play a Plains, play a Bygone Bishop. This is a nice little synergy here. So we Bygone Bishop, get a Warrior, pass the turn, leave up Spell Queller, which we can cast because of Oketra's Monument, hopefully counter a removal spell. Well, we're going to do that right now. Spell Queller. Our opponent probably has another one, but whatever. We get another token. We get a clue, most importantly. We do get wrecked if our opponent manages to kill our Spell Queller. They get the removal spell back, but I think that's what we got to do. Yeah, that worked out well. So we're still in the game-ish. Another land for our opponent. Do they have more removal spells? They do. Dark Salvation gets back the removal spell. So now we're pretty far behind again. Kills a Bygone Bishop. Opponent. I guess we just take it for now. So we get to crack our clue and go digging for something. More lands. Come on, deck. Not a land. Alright, another Spell Queller is interesting. Taizagao, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Liliana's Mastery. Well, we gotta draw a Dust Dawn. That's the card we need to win the game. Please, deck, please, for the love of God, give us a Dust Dawn. I guess we play Spell Queller. Let's just kill this Relentless Dead at least. Oh, come on. One time, deck. One time. Dust Dawn. Can you look at my Pauper deck? 20 feet cantrips and stops your opponent from top decking. Ooh, that sounds sweet. Well, Thraben Inspector, not a Dust Dawn, gets us a 1/1. Also gets us a clue that we can crack. That's a Dust Dawn. Okay. Well, the game might continue if our opponent doesn't have discard. That's the card we wanted. That's the card we were looking for. Going better now that we top deck this Dust Dawn. Significantly better, in fact. Delver Memory Lapse. Ooh, Memory Lapse is so sweet. Such an annoying card to play against. I'm not super up on the Pauper meta, but it looks solid to me. Yeah, I think we're actually ahead now. Grasp on Queller. That's actually kind of okay. Creatures dying means creatures coming back from the graveyard. Opponent goes attacking. Block. I guess we just all-out chump, I think. All-out chump. Dusk away the board. Play the island. Pass the turn. Alright, game is on. Yeah, that was a super good Dusk. What do you got, opponent? Gets back Dread Wanderer. Yup. Now we get to get all of our creatures back, which is awesome. Cast Dawn, everything comes back. And I think we'll just lead with Thraben Inspector. Get a clue? Get a token. Yeah, I think we're winning now. Oh, Dust Dawn was so good there. We drew the Dust Dawn off the clue, but still off the top of our deck. Opponent goes attacking. I think we just go in chump block mode to keep our life up. We can make so many disposable creatures that it seems silly to take damage. There's a Westville Abbey. Metallic Rebuke. Well, this is where it gets fun. Play Bygone Bishop. Get a clue. And we're just going to pass and leave up double Spell Queller. Seems reasonable. Combat Celebrant, Dauntless Aven, 2 Viziers of Tumbling Sands, Deadeye Navigator. I'd have to look at those cards. It might be. No, the tokens are 3/3s thanks to Liliana Mastery pumping them. They are 2/2s, but they get +1/+1. Opponent goes attacking. We will just stay in chump block mode, I think. Chump the Dread Wanderer. Now, hopefully, we just card advantage our opponent out of the game. Crack our clue. And eventually, we'll draw Westville Abbey. Untap, another Metallic Rebuke. Play Selfless Spirit. Get a token, get a clue. Cheat into play. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Get another clue. Do some attacking. Hit our opponent. Yeah, it's hard to imagine we lose from here. Yes, I know, Thopter Emeria. We do need to play Thopter Emeria at some point. And I'm sure we will. Although our next stream, I'm pretty sure, is going to be Hour of Devastation Limited, since pre-release events start on Monday. So we get to check out the brand new format. And we're ahead on time. That was for You're Against the Odds. You need a haste enabler over Dauntless. Oh, okay. Now I see now I see. Opponent goes all out attack. Well, block, block, block. We'll just chump. I think that's fine. Block, block, chump. Block, jump. Yeah, something like that. Not limited against odds. Against odds will be constructed. Not sure what the card will be yet, but special episode of some sort. Crack our clue. Declaration in Stone. You know what? I think we're going to just run a Spell Queller out there to get a clue. Alright, I'll auto-yield. So get a clue. Lets us... I'd like to draw a Cloud Blazer, I think, would be sweetest. Get a Plains. Get an Island. Do some attacking. We're actually pretty low on creatures, oddly enough. Hit our opponent for a bundle. Play the Plains. Pass the turn. Yeah, it is nice to have a Declaration in Stone for Westville Abbey if our opponent manages to flip it. You can only have one monument at a time since they're legendary. So that is one of the downsides of this deck is we do get monument flooded at times. I think we just run out another Spell Queller, get a 1/1, get a clue. This lets us do some more effective blocking. Block, block, block. And is our opponent scooping? Opponent scoops it up. Whoo! The Dust Dawn off the top at the perfect time. Yeah, this would be super insane if it was not legendary. I mean, it's super good right now and it is legendary. Could you do a modern update soon for people that want to go to regionals? So the mom, when is regionals? Oh yeah, we are 1-1. When is regionals? Oh, it's during the Pro Tour, isn't it? Monument is so important to this deck where we're willing to play it as a 4 of, even though additional copies are mulligans. A little awkward, but that's how important Monument is for this deck to work. Yeah, I don't know about Cataclysmic with this. Not a real card. Not a real card. Oh, it's not till November? Oh, if it's not till November, then there's a decent chance that that there will be an update before then. Yeah, I know Aviary Mechanic. Dak, why? Again, every time. We got 25 lands, Dak. Don't keep doing this to us. Well, at least we're not mulliganing even further into Oblivion. Island to the bottom for now. Opponent has Dreadwander. Planes go. Yeah, I know, Great Germ. Yeah, we've done a lot of mulliganing that I wasn't really expecting. Opponent hits us. Down to 18. Westville Abbey. So no Relentless Dead, just passes. We keep drawing the planes. So I guess we just Militia Captain here. Selfless Spirit isn't that great because all their removal seems to kill our stuff anyways. Opponent passes. I want to see the stream, but here in Spain it's very late at night. I will stay here until I fall asleep though. Well, thanks for sticking it out as long as you can. I know it's not a super convenient time for... There's the removal for people on in Europe. Opponent gets in with Dreadwander. Well, Prairie Stream. Now we're kind of flooding, and no Monument to take advantage of it. We need this Bygone Bishop to live extremely badly. If this just dies here, we got not much going on. Thank you, user. Yeah, Trophy Mage is very interesting. It doesn't benefit from the cost reduction of Monument. Oh, no. No, no, no. That's not what we wanted. Things are looking worse. Well, play a Plains, play a Selfless Spirit. Opponent has 4 action cards in hand because they haven't played lands. Are we going to do a Vintage Cube stream? I'm not sure if we'll get one in or not, Murderbots. Undecided. I think we're actually going to block this Dreadwander, or not. Apparently, I don't have a stop set on Declare attacks. Alright. Oops. Well, probably better not to block it anyway. Let's just go with that. Against odds, Gallery of Monuments. That could work. Opponent has Diregraph. Thraben Inspector's not bad. So, play Thraben Inspector. Get a clue. Kill Diregraph Colossus. Play a Plains. Might as well get in with Selfless Spirit. Definitely blocking with Thraben Inspector. The Uba Ninja, 8 months in a row, says, love you, keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much for the subscription. Definitely appreciate it. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. And I love you too. I love all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's our opponent got? They're stuck on lands, which is giving us a shot. We do have a clue now. Oh man, Cloudblazer. I always want to draw a Cloudblazer in this deck. I guess that's any deck. This is music by Weisiger. The song is called Battle by Weisiger. Opponent kills our Inspector. Gonna get in for 2. Interesting line. Well, Sag our clue. Come on, action. Cloudblazer. More Deccan Stones. Opponent gets in. Well, cycle Farmland into Prairie Stream. Play Prairie Stream. Do we have to Deccan Stone this zombie? Is that really where we're at? We're down to 10. We have 0 action. 0 action at all. Not great value, but I kind of feel like we have to do it. Like Deccan Stone and then try to block? The problem is if they have like Lord of the Accursed. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could get rid of Wanderer, but then they get a clue. I was trying to avoid them getting a clue, but... I don't know if I really want to give them a clue, especially when they have 4 cards in hand. I can't imagine that this is coming back from the graveyard anytime soon. And I don't think we can deck and stone our own spirit. I guess we can wait one, 2. Yeah, I think we got to do it this turn. Because next turn we want to be able to make Westville Abbey token if we don't draw anything. That's also a good point. We can block Dread Wanderer even if our opponent finds the Lord, and we couldn't block the zombie token. I think that's the right play. If our opponent was closer to getting this back, it might be different. But since our opponent's so far away from actually getting any Dread Wanderer value. Opponent gets in. Yup. Come on, Cloud Blazer. Cloud Blazer, Cloud Blazer. We need you. Lots of creatures in the graveyard if we find a Dust Dawn. Hey, thank you, Jay. There's a Diagraph Colossus. Oh, dear. There's a Monument now that we got no cards. Yup. Pass the turn. Oh, no. Well, one thing we've learned is this deck needs Monument to really do anything impressive. Without Monument, it seems pretty brutally bad. Opponent gets in. Down to 7. There's Relentless Dead. Not good for us. Oh! And that is quite literally the game. Alright, so we're going to scoop. I feel like this deck is better than it's showing. Well, on to round 4. This has been a bummer because I think this deck is actually really good, but we have not run very well at all. What do you think of Grixis Colossus? I think it can be pretty good with a good build. The build we played with Fling was a little questionable. Yeah, we mulled to 5, we mulled to 6, we never have Monument, so I feel like we have not been running above par by any sense. Good game to you as well, Ryan. Ham101, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Yeah, I mean, when the deck doesn't have Monument or when it draws bad, you're playing a lot of really horrible creatures. I mean, it's all 2 power or less. So you really need Monument. Alright, I guess we have a Monument, so I guess we keep this? I guess we might actually, I don't know. Do we wait till turn 3 to play Thraben Inspector? Probably not. Opponent has Ether Hub. Could be anything. Actually, is this the person we played round 1 again? Play the Plains, play Thraben Inspector, pass the turn. What do you think of that Enduring Ideal deck that top 16? It's definitely sweet. It's definitely tier 3, but Enduring Ideal is a sweet archetype, and I think it's one of the archetypes in Modern that actually benefits the most from Hour of Devastation. Get the new Humility, get potentially the Solemnity lock. So it actually seems like it gets better. Well, Port Town, reveal a Plains, pass the turn. I have no idea how the bot knows people's records. Yeah, Avacyn seems like it could be a good option for this deck. Played against this deck or similar quite a few times. My experience doesn't seem amazing, like you said. Any draw without Monument early is so underwhelming. Can't really compete with even an average draw from another deck. Yeah, it does seem like there's some variance. I think that, I mean, the deck's been putting up results, though. It can't just be that the people getting results are super lucky. If I consider giving cats another chance over dogs. I don't think cats are going to sway me and unseat dogs anytime soon. Opponent, place a traverse for a land. So our opponent's playing like Bant Delirium or something weird. Well, Cloud Blazer is a super good draw. Drawing good is good. Weber, 33, 7 months in a row. Love your content. Keep up the good work. Check out the shirt I made for Shadows over Innistrad. Well, let me take a look at this shirt. So play the Plains. Play our Oketra's Monument. MC Hammer says, love the stream in the deck. I've had 2 standard decks banned in the last 6 months. What do you think the odds this one gets banned? Well, I don't think there's any chance it gets banned, even though you're playing it. No one's that unlucky, but welcome back to the Fishbowl, Weber and Mick Hammer. Thank you so much. Big scoops here for our resubscribers. Ooh, I like the Shadows over Innistrad shirt. That looks super sweet. Mick Hammer. It's like Scrooge McDuck, but with hammers. Cats are the only animal in the animal kingdom that commit murder for fun. Is that true? I did not know that about cats. Is this like Jund Delirium? Opponent gets in, hits us, down to 17, and passes. Well, we finally get to cast a Cloud Blazer, which seems pretty good here, coming along with a 1/1, only 4 mana. Hopefully drawing us more non-Oketra Monument cards. Cycle Monument seems better than sacking Clue. What's the upside of one versus the other? Irrigated Farmland's a land... Okay, well, those are 2 planes we won't be drawing for the next 2 turns, so we can take solace in that. How do you feel about Burn after Hour of Devastation releases? Featuring the 4-mana Lightning Bolt? No, I like the idea of the new Thermo Alchemist-like creature. Maybe having a spot in Burn. Opponent grapples. Mills a bunch of jank. Gets back Evolving Wilds. Burn, I think, is still like a burn spell short, but I think it gets a little better. Firebrand Archer, I think, is the big addition. Should do a straw poll of cats versus dogs. I don't know if I want to get involved in that debate. People take that stuff personally. It's like politics. Evolving Wilds for our opponent. Cracks it. They do have Delirium. Could be an Ishkana coming down, maybe. New Thermal Alchemist and Black Burn build seems really good. What do you think? Do you think Street Wraith will be banned? Straight up afraid of building a deck after both of my standard decks got nullified in 6 months. Seems unlikely, but you never know. I don't think Death Shadow needs a banning at this point. Like, maybe eventually it could, but I really don't think that it does. Maybe this, yeah, that's supposed to be Sultai Delirium. Found a mono-white version of this deck with Thalia's Lancers and the legendary creatures. Ooh. I don't know. Oh, you found that it's superior to blue-white? Interesting. I do know there was a mono-white build. The build we did the instant deck tech for was a mono-white build. I do not use an auto-tuner. I wouldn't even know how to use an auto-tuner if I wanted to. Was our opponent really just deep fiending? Okay. Well, I guess that's fine. We can just float mana and get rid of the deep fiend. That seems like a strangely aggressive line here. The card to hit would be Thought Scour, would power down Death Shadow without killing it. Oh man, really? We already have such bad cantrips in Modern. I mean, I think if you want to get rid of Death Shadow, I would rather just ban Death Shadow. Because Thought Scour goes in, like, other decks as well, and it's definitely not overpowered. At least not, like, obviously overpowered. Thraben Inspector, get a 1/1. Do you think Frank's Sanity will do anything for Mill? I think it's one of the best Mill cards that's been printed in a long time. Whether that means that Mill actually becomes a tier deck anywhere, I'm not sure. But I think it is one of the best Mill cards that's been printed. And there's probably a chance that it does that. I mean, Street Race is definitely a powerful effect for the deck. Still, it seems like a weird card to ban. It's just lose 2 life. That's the only text on the card. Lose 2 life, this doesn't cost you a card. It's like if you could just start at 18 life instead of 20. That's Street Wraith. Or Rogue Refiner for our opponent. I'm sure we'll be playing Fraying Sanity in a Mill deck. Very confident that we will somewhere. Serum Visions holds Grixis Death Shadow together. You can't ban Serum Visions. Serum Visions would kill... Losing Serum Visions would kill so many decks. And Serum Visions is horrible, but we're just like running out of cantrips. So I don't think that that's something we can actually ban. Let's hack our clue. Yeah, alright, Thraben Inspector. Get a token. Get a clue. We are going pretty wide. Play the plains. Sack the clue. Creature? Prairie Stream. Yeah, we'll just get him with Cloud Blazer. Name one deck where Street Wraith is being played honestly. Well, no one's hardcasting it, but still, it's just like not that powerful of a card. I mean, it's powerful, but it's, yes, it isn't played fairly, but the unfair stuff it does isn't unfair in the sense of, I don't know, like show and tell or something. It's not that kind of unfair. Demon of Dark Schemes? Okay. That's pretty good at wrathing our board. Good news is we can kill it with Dust Dawn and then get all of our stuff back, which is pretty good. Opponent's gonna pass. Ooh. Well, let's cycle Farmland. Draw a card. More lands. Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Well, do we go attacking? I don't think we attack. Let's just pass. The Street Wraith is also in Living End. I don't think Death Shadow is too good. I really don't. That deck doesn't scare me like other best decks in Modern have. So there's a legitimate question as to whether we even want to counter this. I don't even know if we want to do this. Yeah, Death Shadow's very fair. Yeah, but then we get all of our cards back and we get a bunch more clues. I think we're going to let this go. The risk is that our opponent somehow does this and then also manages to counter our Dawn through Metallic Rebuke. It seems unlikely, but it is a thing that could potentially happen. So opponent gets a bunch of energy, plays a Sanctum, and passes. We get more lands. Well, kill the demon. Play the plains, pass the turn. Because we get like so many clues out of this. Hey, see ya, Andrianopolis Empire. Have a good night. Opponent passes. No land. Please, no land. It's a land. So I don't think we want to cast it yet. It'll just get countered, and we really want it to resolve. We'd rather just draw a creature and start pressuring our opponent, or have our opponent cast something to eat up a chunk of their mana. Like this. Alright. Ishkana resolves. Now this means we get to resolve our Dust Dawn. That's what we wanted. And I think that's enough, even from here, that we win. We draw Spell Queller. Not bad. We'll play the Plains. Get back all of our dorks. Play Thraben Inspector. Get a 1/1. Get a clue. So much value from the Dust Dawn. Play Thraben Inspector. Get a 1/1. Get a clue. Man, look how fast we can rebuild. Imagine if we also drew into our Westville Abbey to flip. We could just flip so soon. Pass the turn. Leave up Spell Quellers. Leave up counter spells. DS is Death Shadow, I believe. Yeah, it does feel like we've drawn a lot of lands. Opponent. Do they even attack? We're kind of okay with them attacking. Kaya Ashmore, 4 months in a row. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our re-subscriber. We get more lands. And, ooh, get more lands. We know our opponent has Disallow, which is pretty painful if we Westville Abbey. So well, we do have counters. We can also just Cloud Blazer. Well, let's Cloud Blazer first. But we have to tap blue mana to Cloud Blazer. So Cloud Blazer, draw some cards, make some tokens. We probably could Westville Abbey here, but I think I'm okay with this. Just drawing cards is pretty sweet. Draw some cards, gain some life. Handwear Militia Captain. Play an island. And we'll just pass, wait one more turn. Next turn we get the biggest Handwear Militia Captain of all time. Yeah, that's my technique, the Metal Michael. Drawing cards is probably better than winning. Gonna kill our Cloud Blazer? Okay. Not sure why that's the scariest card. It seems like Handwear Militia Captain is way more threatening. Ah, I see. Well, I guess we Spell Queller. Get a token, stop Fatal Push. We would like our Militia Captain to live. I mean, I think we just out-wide our opponent. I guess we kill our opponent in any number of ways. Is it a Favor Flail or Rumbling of Things to Come that 4 Dark Intimations plus Oath of Gideon let you ultimate the new Nicole Bolas right away? Do you think Gideon has been a spy the whole time? I had not considered the flavor implications of Oath of Gideon plus Dark Intimations. Maybe Gideon's been a spy? What? Yahani's expertise. Really? Okay. Well, we'll find another Dust Dawn at some point. I guess that is a thing to be aware of. Yikes. That was a big wrath. Well, we get to draw some clue cards. Opponent didn't have anything to put into play. So I think we're still pretty fine here. We'll find Dust Dawn eventually, get them all back again, keep going, or just draw. I mean, we're not going to draw many more land deck. Not going to draw many more lands. We can't. We don't have many in our deck. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 9 more in our deck. Don't do it, deck. Seriously. I'm warning you. Alright, Thraben Inspector works. Thraben Inspector, get a clue. Crack the clue immediately. Hopefully draw into some action. Well, Spellcaller's fine. Play Westville Abbey. Pass the turn. We will discard a monument. Unlikely that will do anything reasonable. We have 25 lands. So thoughts on commander bannings? I think the commander bannings are actually pretty good. I think that blue is by far the best color in the format, and banning the cantrips is a reasonable way to do that. The unbannings are interesting. Painter Servant seems fun. Limited resources. Not sure how powerful it'll be, but it's an interesting unbanning. I think we're going to counter this now because of reanimation. Don't really want our opponent reanimating our stuff. I can find a way to flood with any number of lands. Is our opponent going to get in? Opponent gets in. Well, we're just going to make a Westfall Abbey token. Take the 3. Hopefully we draw non-lands. Man, Cloud Blazer. We got 3 Cloud Blazers in our deck. One of those would be nice. Militia Captain's fine. I mean, I guess we can just flip now and go for the win. Opponent's tapped down. That seems like a good plan. Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, we'll go for it. Oh, did I overtap? Alright, so sack our board. Ormondal coming down. Hit our opponent. For 9. Also gain 9. And I think that should just pretty much wrap it up. Seems unlikely that our opponent's going to be able to deal with it. Especially through a Spell Queller. I mean, the deck does play a lot of lands. That is very true. It has 25 is a lot for our curve, but it wants to use the mana to be cracking clues and stuff. So ideally, like, if we had drawn a single Bygone Bishop or something, then we'd be spending all this mana to draw more cards and winning the game. Ponder, Preordain, and Brainstorm, yeah. I mean, the other thing they could have did was just ban, like, Baral or Emrakul or something. But I guess it makes... Is our opponent just giving up? I guess it makes sense to just hurt blue decks in general instead of hurting... okay. Instead of just hurting one deck in specific. Alright, opponent's staying alive. Elder Deep Fiend. Opponent's fighting the good fight. Let me see your list. Glinate. Xenagos, Blightsteel, Emrakul, Indomitable Creativity. That actually looks pretty fun. Xenagos and either of those cards should be game over. So if you cast it X2, you have a pretty good chance of winning. Alright, let's just do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast this. Play an island. I guess we're just going to go for it now. Get everything back. And might as well Thraben Inspector. Get a clue. Get a token. Jeez. We rebuild so well. And now we'll pass. Discard a few things. And I mean, I think this should do it. I can't imagine our opponent coming back from here. We'll discard a land, and discard a Militia Captain. Opponent traverses. What can they traverse for? Just another Elder Deep Fiend? I guess, if they have one. Just make a 0 mana uncounterable spell that gives you an Embalm that does the boil effect every phase. Jay Zoller, your irrational dislike of blue. Do you believe they're really thinking of changing Planeswalkers into legendary so they could be used as commanders? I think it's very likely that Planeswalkers will be turning into legends, and our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. So I think that part is very likely. Whether or not they will be legal as commanders, that's more speculation. But I would be very surprised, based on what we saw in the Ixalan leaks, if Planeswalkers were not being legendary. And it's hard to imagine that they wouldn't be errata-ing old Planeswalkers. It seems really weird to have some be legendary and some not be. But you never know. I I don't understand why you would make legendary planeswalkers and also have the planeswalker uniqueness rule. No Oketra in the list. You could play Oketra as a one of. We had 1,000,000 cards because all of our stuff had died, and we managed to play a Dawn and get back like 7 creatures or some very high number of creatures. So this deck, what do we want versus this deck? I mean, Dust Dawn seemed really good. Maybe counter? Maybe another Metallic Rebuke? I don't know what to say about Hostage Taker. I don't want to get into specific spoilers or leaks because some people don't like to hear about them, but I can't imagine that it is actually going to be printed as it says, or if it is, that it won't be errated. Dust Dawn seemed really good. Selfless Spirit, little worse, because our opponent's playing -1/-1 counter Wrath. Maybe just go up a couple counters. Yeah, Gideon does seem really good. Hey, thank you, Blue Dot Pro, and welcome to the stream, by the way. I could play it in the main. It doesn't benefit from Oketra's Monument or really interact with it, which I think is the main reason it's in the sideboard right now. Maybe we just go up the Dust Dawn. Let's just do that. Gideon's just good all the time. So why did Wizards ask you guys to stop with the data analysis? Deck! We have the worst luck with this deck. Well, we got a mulligan. Alright, I guess we can try this. Planes on top. When was the last time a card was errated? I mean, creature types are added and so forth. Like, stuff like that happens fairly regularly. I know Marth Will of the Wild from the Commander decks was worded in a way that let it go infinite with itself, and they errated that. It doesn't happen that often, though. Opponent, Trespasser's Curse. That is an annoyance that we don't have a great way of dealing with. Huh. So I guess we should bring in stuff for that. Yikes. Okay. Well, then. Handroom Militia Captain, lose some life. I actually don't know if we can beat Trespasser's Curse, in all honesty. I think it actually just beats us. What do you think about this idea? Let me see, F-Mats. Grapple with the past. The wording on Widening Constrictor was errated to be less confusing before it was released. Huh, what was the wording before? Chamberto24 says, hi, Seth. 8 months in a row. Well, hi, Chamberto, and welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Opponent passes. I'll play a Plains, get in with our Militia Captain, and I think we're just going to pass, leave up Metallic Rebuke for now. Ooh, Psychogenic Probe.deck. That's a fun against the odds idea. We actually played it a long time ago. Looks like a sweet build of it, though. Yeah, so there are changes that happen. That's true. So I guess things get errated all the time. Get in with our Militia Captain. I mean, I guess we're still going to keep not playing anything. Servant of the Conduit. Alright, opponent gets some energy. And passes. Well, get in with Militia Captain. If our opponent wants to trade, they can trade. Opponent trades. Fair. Well, play of planes. I guess we're just going to keep passing for now. Let me see. Zuski. Uh-oh. I lost. There we go. Now I can see things. Hey, what's up, Brian Okafor? How goes it? Opponent plays a vessel. Opponent cracks a vessel. We played Possibility Storm in something. I'm not sure if it was against the odds or it might have been like... I don't remember. I don't remember what we played it in, but we have played Possibility Storm. Now we're not getting a land when we kind of want one. Pass the turn. Is green-red a viable deck in Standard or Modern? Viable in Standard right now. Also semi-viable in Modern. In Standard, you have like green-red energy-based decks that are pretty good. In Modern, there's kind of some aggro-ish type decks that are okay. That Randude, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber. So if you're having trouble with it not loading right, you can try turning down the settings. At the gear icon, you can turn the quality down a bit, and that might help you if you're having an issue. 12 Taco Cat 21, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big Scoops here for our new subscriber, and welcome, Talon of the Dragon. Good to have you. All right, so we're going to play a Bygone Bishop. Get drained. Yes, I know. That's annoying. Well, if we lose this, we'll probably bring in Collective Defiance? No. Whatever the effort, collective effort to deal with it. Yeah, World Breaker, whatever. We can't really stop World Breaker from coming down. World Breaker will come down, and then we'll Stasis Snare it. It'll probably kill a land. Could a Baral Drake Haven deck work? Potentially. Ooh, opponent traverses for a land. Ooh, I wonder if they thought they had Delirium. Seems like a weird... Oh, they do have 5. Alright. I was misreading the number of cards. So that makes sense. What are they traversing for? Ishkana, maybe? Gets an Ishkana. This deck definitely runs a lot less smooth without a Oketra's Monument. Will we produce more Pauper videos? I'm hopeful that we'll be able to at some point. Right now, we don't have a Pauper person to do Pauper videos. But hopefully that'll change in the future, and we will be able to. So, play Militia Captain, get drained. Ah, this Trespasser's Curse. Play Port Town, tapped, pass the turn. Ooh, Pious Evangel, that seems like a sweet win condition. Would also help us not die to Trespasser's Curse. What's up, Seth? Love the 4-color Fog deck you played recently. What do you think about changing it to Teamer now that we have Hour of Devastation Wrath? Yeah. Or you could just play that in the 4-color build, but you could go Teamer. Wild Ivan, 3 months in a row, 3/4 of the year Scoops Cheer. Well, definitely a big Scoops Cheer. Thank you so much for your subscription. And a big Scoops Cheer for our new subscriber. Opponent's going to kill one of our lands. Well, we'll float mana. We do need to kill something here. It'll probably just be the World Breaker, I think. Because we don't really want our opponent getting it back, so I think we just Stasis Snare it. Get rid of the World Breaker. Does anyone play Dual Commander on the channel? That's another one that we don't have right now that hopefully will come in the future, but right now, no. Well, let's crack a clue. Play an island. Crack a clue. All the lands. Well, pass the turn. I was hoping we'd draw a cheap creature to maybe flip this militia captain, but... That Turbofog deck has been the absolute worst cancer to play against on Moto. Yeah, it is not a fun deck to play against. I will say that about it. The last song was Epilogue by Weisiger. The opponent has Transgress, gets rid of one of our Dust Dawns. Yep. And any attacks? Gonna go attacking. Not attacking. Alright. We draw, ooh, Cloud Blazer. Well, I guess we just Cloud Blazer. Elero, 6 months in a row. What deck are you most looking forward to building from Hour of Devastation? Oh man, there's so many sweet cards to brew with from that set. Jeez. I'm really excited for Overwhelming Splendor. The new Humility seems super sweet, so I don't know where that's gonna fit. Also, Solemnity, I'm really excited to brew with. I don't know what the deck will be. I downloaded the Twitch app just for the Goldfish stream. So awesome. Also play Lantern Legacy. Well, awesome, Nyazu, and thank you for watching and hanging out. Our cards are not officially out already. Opponent hits us. We'll take 3. We want to flip this Handweaver Militia Captain if we can. Militia Captain flipping around. Okay. Still have not found a monument. Play Westville Abbey. Pass the turn. Get a 1/1. So we do have the ability to flip. We do have to worry about counters. You can email me Commander Clash decks, saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com, or you can just leave them in the comments of the article or in the YouTube comments. Any of those ways works and we get them. Opponent goes attacking. Well, okay, we will block. What are they trying to set up? Alright, well, we gotta go for it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoo! Alright. And our opponent did not have a disallow. Cracks Evolving Wilds. I guess if they have... Oh, they don't have mana for Grasp. I think we got it now. And now we 3, 4 get to Dusk. Kill the Ishkana. Get in with Ormondal. This outdoes the Trespasser's Curse. Wow, so apparently we can win even without the Monument, because we're winning this one even without the Monument. Play Prairie Stream, pass the turn. Mirage Mirror does seem really like a really sweet, fun card as well. Monument's so good. Jay Zoller, you know my feelings about Tron, and they are not the ones you just described. Can our opponent beat Ormondal? Demon. Ooh. Demon can reanimate stuff. So I guess it can reanimate chump blockers. Probably gotta reanimate Ishkana. I guess I could reanimate like our Cloud Blazer, but then our opponent has to chump. Alright, so opponent gets a bunch of chump blockers. But then we get to get all of our creatures back. Okay, well this game is getting a little more interesting. So get everything back. Get in with Ormondal. Gain a bunch of life. Opponent jumps. We go up to 31. Opponent gets an energy. Amphius DSF, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. I guess we just Selfless Spirit as a bit of kind of protection. Get drained. Handwear Militia Captain. It's a good thing that we got this Ormondal, or we would have died to Trespasser's Curse. Pass the turn. Opponent's out of cards. They're also out of reanimation. They don't have enough energy for more reanimation. Just kidding. Now they have reanimation. Huh. I don't think our opponent can beat an Ormondal, but they're kind of staying in the game now. Reanimates a Chicana. Okay. Sure. More spiders. I put a Monument in my mono white Odric keyword tribal, saw a market improvement. Yeah, Monument is a super powerful card. Very underrated as far as power level. People are just now kind of catching on to it. So opponent gets spiders. Lots of spiders. Goes attacking. So our opponent can start draining us. I still don't know if they can raise Ormondal though. Opponent gets in, down to 21. Not a Monument. Well, let's start with Cloud Blazer. Draw some cards. Now we actively are digging for a Monument. Gain some life, lose some life. There's a Monument. Alright. So we get to play Monument. Play a Plains. Play Thraben Inspector. Double tokens, double drain, whatever. We got an Ormondal. Get a clue. Oh, this match has gotten super weird. Get in with our Ormondal. Gain a bit more life. The other thing, our opponent is under 5 minutes, which means even if we somehow went to game 3, I think our opponent would time out. Yeah, Commander Clash comes out tomorrow. Huh? Double, trip. Did our opponent really top deck Grasp? Or they just want energy? Okay, I think they're just trying to get energy. I guess Grasp wouldn't have done it anyway. So opponent, we pass. Are they reanimating Ishkana? Okay. This is kind of a combo, I guess. Our opponent can keep making 3 spiders and then blocking with them. We can't rebuke the trigger. What would we rebuke? Because this isn't casting a spell, it's just putting it into play. Favorite format, I think, is Modern. It goes back and forth, but I think overall Modern is my favorite. I like Standard right after set releases for like a month or two, but consistently I like Modern most of the time. Oh, this match has gotten weird. Alright, opponent's going on the drain plan, down to 23. I still don't think they could beat Ormondal though. Oh, another curse! Okay. Goes attacking. Goes attacking. Well, let's just block, and then sack our Selfless Spirit. Kill Rogue Refiner. Opponent gets an energy. We untap. So now we're getting drained twice? We get a Spell Queller. Well, go attacking with Ormondal. Oh, this match. Opponent jumps. We go back up to 31. Play Bygone Bishop. Drain ourselves a bit. Guess. Yep. Sure. Get drained, get drained. Man, we're going to make this Westville cult leader super big, though. Play Bygone Bishop. We need some more clues. Not enough clues yet. Get drained, get a clue. Yep, yep, yep. Sure, you're draining us, whatever. Handwear Militia Captain. We'll get drained a bit. Get some clues a bit. Get a 1-1. Our Militia Captain's up to 12 power. Pass the turn. I mean, I don't think that any of this matters because we're going to win to time anyway, so we might as well just have fun with it. Because our opponent is going to time out. That is the end result of all this. Opponent reanimates Ishkana, keeping it going. Yeah, we could have set clues to cast the Rebuke. I don't think it matters. Like, 2 minutes, 42 seconds. There's no way our opponent can win the match, so we might as well just, like, see how far we can go with the craziness. Hey, welcome from the US, Croter. Opponent does some draining. Down to 10, sure. Well, sack a clue, draw a card. Another Militia Captain, sack a clue. There's a Cloud Blazer, that's a good one. We flip our Handwear Militia Captain. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's spend both blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cloud Blazer! Get a 1-1, get drained. Yeah, how big can we make the captains without dying? So we dropped to 8. We dropped to 6, but then we gained some of that life back from the Cloud Blazer. Oh man, do we just win by wrathing? What happens if we wrath? We kill this, we kill this. We kill both of our cult leaders. Well, let's just Cloud Blazer again. Play another Cloud Blazer. Get drained, get drained. Play a Plains. Get in with Ormondal and our cult leaders. Opponent blocks. Opponent blocks. Gets a couple energy. Well, let's pass the turn. Drain ourselves. Cult leaders growing. Down to 11. Opponent. It just doesn't matter because our opponent's going to time out. So we're just kind of having fun. Because this is only game 2, remember. Opponent traverses. Yep. This is game 2, so we have a whole nother match to go. Or game to go. And we have 8 minutes. Our opponent has 1 minute. So there's no way our opponent can actually beat us. There's no way this deck is going to kill us in 1 minute. It's not happening. Drains with Ishkana. Well, let's crack our clue. We are getting low enough on life that we draw Plains. So I think we just we lose our cult leaders, but we're gonna Dusk. We're at the board. Opponent gets energy. And then we just attack with everything? Can we win here? Attack with everything. Oh. And we got there! Oh, sweet. Well, we've turned things around a bit. We won 1, lost 2, won 1, which means we're heading into round 5 with a chance at a treasure chest. We need to win our last round, and then we might even be able to wrap up with Momir tonight. Yeah, I think our opponent didn't Ormondal because of time. I think they're just running out of time, so... yeah. Let's go to round 5, see if we can sneak out that treasure chest. Any chance of playing Aetherflux Reservoir deck tonight? So this will be the only constructed deck for tonight. We'll finish out our last round, and then I think we'll be able to close up with a game of Momir to wrap up the stream for tonight. But we do actually have to win this round to get the treasure chest. Yeah, I didn't think we could beat Curse either. It was pretty impressive that we actually managed to survive Curse. Ormondal, life gain, pretty good. That's true. If Emrakul wasn't banned, that would have went differently. But thankfully it is. Emrakul, a little bit too good. Well, since this match is taking forever to load, let's do our last 30-second break. Be right back for round 5. Alright, and we're back. When are we going to play Free Win Red? Sometime somewhat soon, hopefully. We definitely will play it at some point. Love your work. I can't stay, though. Be watching the replay. Also, hi to me of the future. Hey, well, thank you, Maxi Wawa. Good to see ya, by the way. What's up, Tyron Dammers, please? Making a janky rat tribal EDH deck. Anyone have any ideas how to use rats? Rats of Rats, which let you destroy a creature. Rats of Wrath, artifact or land you control for 1 black mana. There must be something. I'd have to think about that one. Da Hippo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Alright, we got the Thraben Inspector hand, which is fine. Free Win Red in Legacy. That is a deck. I think we could do that. We don't play Legacy enough. I'd be down with playing Legacy once in a while. Ooh, man. If this is the mirror, which it seems to be, well, this should be interesting. No idea how this works out. Play the Plains, play Thraben Inspector. I'm assuming this is all about whoever gets Monument first and Ormondal first. Pass the turn. Inspector versus Inspector. Should a new Super Friend in Modern with Doubling Season and Samet? Yeah, I think you'd probably play like the Double Moonwalker deck, but with Samet as one of the Planeswalkers. I think that's probably the easiest place to just slot it in. Well, let's play the Plains. I mean, I guess we just Handwear Militia Captain too. Looks pretty similar. I don't know how you can see. I don't think you can see your opponent's record in the league, although Nightbot sometimes has it. I'm not exactly sure how or why, but... Opponent has Bygone Bishop. Ooh, Monument. Jeez. Well, I mean, I think getting down Monument's gotta be the right play. Like, it lets our opponent make a clue or something, but this has just gotta be better. Being the one with the Monument has gotta be a huge advantage. Because now we go super wide, our Militia Captain's bigger, our Ormondals flip easier. I think that should mean we're winning. Our LGS has a league going. Decks use Legacy ban list have to cost less than $25 in paper, Opponent has it too. Been using a modified version of Sramos. That's sweet. That's a really cool tournament idea. Oh, you can click their name in the league listing. Alright, I didn't realize it worked that way. Opponent passes. Well. Thraben Inspector. Get a token. Get a clue. So, well, at least we're first in line for flipping Handwear Militia Captain. Although our opponent's out-cluing us at the moment. Selfless Spirit. Opponent's going to counter this. Alright, Metallic rebukes the Selfless Spirit. Can't pay for it. We get a 1-1 though. Play Farmland, pass the turn. What's the payoff for this deck? So the biggest payoff is probably flipping a Westville Abbey, Handwear Militia Captain, and Dust Dawn to get all of our creatures back from the graveyard. Opponent cracks a clue. And no creature? Ooh, man. Okay, gets in. Well, feeling pretty good about this. We get to flip our Militia Captain. Opponent did not find a creature. Dust On, not helpful here. Well, definitely attacking with Cult Leader. So get in for 5. Opponent takes it. And... let's crack a clue. I would like to hit a land. It's a monument. Alright, now we're priced into cracking the other clue. Land? Rebuke. Alright, pass the turn. Get a 1-1. Hey, what's up, Pizza Man? Opponent just runs a Spell Queller out there. Yup. Gets a clue. Now they also get to flip their Militia Captain. Down to 1 card in hand, though. Plays a land. Sacks the clue. Yeah, I mean, we're getting behind on lands, which is the problem. Gets in with the Flyers. And our opponent most likely has a Rebuke. Gets a 1-1. Passes. Jeez, deck! We're either flooding out or not drawing lands. Oh, play Thraben Inspector. Get a 1-1. Get a clue. Well, we found another way of losing, and that's to get behind on lands in this matchup. And Flyers. Get in with Westville Abbey. Is our opponent going to go big block? Opponent blocks and blocks and blocks. Alright. Well, that's fine. Kill a bunch of stuff. Now we'll pass, stop on our opponent's upkeep, and attempt to Stasis Snare. At least this makes our opponent spend mana on their turn. Alright, get rid of Bygone Bishop. That's good news. Bygone Bishop was our opponent's main card advantage engine. If we tried to do it in combat, we could get pretty blown out by a counter spell. And I think Bygone Bishop is the bigger concern here anyway. Play the land. Well, now I think we just Stasis Snare again, get rid of Spell Queller, and keep attacking. So Spell Queller down. Now we can attack with everything and just put the pressure on and leave up our counter. In the future, if you order the smaller guys first, it shrinks the captain and you can kill them all. We did kill them all, though. Didn't we? Did we not kill them all? If we didn't kill them all, then you are very correct. Opponent passing. Well, looks like we're going to sneak out first game of the mirror. Crack our clue. Selfless Spirit. Is fine. Another Monument. Not as fine. Well, play a Selfless Spirit. Tag with everything. Hit our opponent. Opponent's gonna go Westville Abbeying for chumping. I guess it can trade with a warrior. Opponent, yep, trades it off. Sure. And pass the turn. And opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, we survive game one. Hey, thank you, Zoltan. Sangromancer is not punishing for your opponents, but it's a good card to play in a discard deck. Yeah, it can be pretty good in discard decks. So what do we want here? I think Fragmentize, Collective Efforts, and maybe Declarations in Stone are the big ones. Selfless Spirit seems pretty useful, and Dust Dawns are less good than normal. Embrace Nurgle, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. We might leave one Dust Dawn just to get our stuff back from the graveyard. That still seems like a pretty big swing. Gideon, I guess Gideon Anthem is pretty good. Alright, we can try a Gideon. Maybe something like that. Hey, what's up, Harassment Owns? It goes pretty well. How are you? Yeah, let's try it like this. Post-rotation... Well, it loses Thraben Inspector. It actually loses a lot. Oketra's Monument could still be good, but it definitely loses a lot of pieces at rotation. Alright, well, this is it. This is the match for the chest. If we get this win, we get one treasure chest. Oh, man. Why have we played? Zombies. We played Energy. Teamer Energy. We played a Sultai Delirium deck. And something else that I'm not thinking of. Opponent. Selfless Spirit. Yep. I'll play the Plains, and we'll just get down a Militia Captain. Pass the turn. I don't know. There's a chance the kids will be eating tonight. Not eating well, but eating a little bit. I feel like this hand's decent. We have an answer to Monument. We have a flyer to block our opponent's flyers. Opponent gets in with Spirit. I mean, if we just untap with this Monument next turn, we probably win. Like, it seems that good. Because then we just double Bygone Bishop and get a clue, get a bunch of tokens, and I think that that should be pretty game winning. So play the Plains, run out our Monument. We'll see. I mean, I'm assuming our opponent maybe brought in answers as well. Fragmentizes and stuff, so he definitely could have an answer in hand. Get in with Malicious Captain. But if we just untap next turn with Monument, yeah, we're up a game. Even if our opponent has Essence Scatter in hand, I still think, all right, they have Fragmentize. That makes sense. So Monument's down. Gets in with Selfless Spirit. So we don't just win, but I still feel like we're in good shape. Now we just want to resolve these Bygone Bishops. We will run them into Essence Scatter, if that's a thing. So play Bygone Bishop. No Essence Scatter. Play Port Town, tapped. Get in with Militia Captain. So now we have the card advantage engine, hopefully. Do I play any LCGs? I do not. Does Bishop and Monument combo? So no, it doesn't get us a clue, because Bishop triggers when we cast a spell, and Oketra's Monument just creates a token. So it doesn't combo in that way, although it is nice to make it cheaper. Opponent has Gideon. Interesting. Makes a 2/2. So opponent brought in, I mean, it looks like our opponent sideboarded relatively the same as we did. LCG is Living Card Game, I believe, which is sort of like like Magic is, but different mode of distribution, I think, right? Like you buy the entire game basically, and then sets are added to it. You don't buy boosters and whatnot. So we'll get in at Gideon. Opponent takes it. Pass the turn. We do want to get Gideon off the battlefield. You should be able to sub up at the top. There should be a place you can click to sub. We do got to make sure our opponent doesn't get to flip Westfall Abbey. We don't have an answer for that right now. And our opponent's getting kind of close. Fires up the Gideon. Interesting. Gets in. Well, we're going to take it down to 11. Any creature is pretty good here because of our Bygone Bishops getting us multiple clues. So as long as we don't like... Alright, Thraben Inspector is super fine. And Militia Captain. We'll play Thraben Inspector. Get approximately 1 billion clues. So not bad. Play the Plains. I think we gotta attack Gideon. Opponent probably would have Spell Queller there if they could. They might block with Selfless Spirit. Oh, interesting. Alright. Opponent waits on the Spell Queller. Blocks. And blocks. Okay. What do we do now? I think we sack a clue? I'm a little worried about this Ormondal. Ooh, Declaration in Stone is helpful. Alright. Play Hammer Militia Captain. Get some more clues. Now I'm not as worried about just dying to yeah. Not worried about just dying to Ormondal now. We might have to start leaving back our flyers. We can definitely start chump blocking. Definitely chump blocking Gideon. And then hopefully flipping our Militia Captains. Any thoughts on upgrades to 2-tick red after HOU drops? I haven't really worked too much on upgrades yet, so not off the top of my head, but hopefully we'll have some upgrades in a couple weeks. Tomatoes, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. Yeah, this is the mirror. All right, here comes Gideon. Opponent. Tags with Gideon. Well, we just block with Thraben Inspector. So, take 0. I think we have a new donation from Bullbags. Love the stream and all the content you produce. Do you have any cards or decks you're most looking forward to building around for Hour of Devastation? Well, Bullbags, thank you so much for the donation. I think the cards I'm most excited for. I'm really excited for the new Humility, the Overwhelming Splendor. I think that card looks really sweet. There's actually a ton of cards in this that I'm excited to brew around. So that's one of them. What else is on my brew around list? The Fraying Sanity Mildeck sounds pretty sweet. I'm excited to try that out. Well, there's a Stasis Snare. Play a Plains. Well, I think we send Westville cult leaders at Gideon. And we can maybe use our stasis snare to mess up the blocks. We didn't draw any creatures in that whole exchange. Marvelous Dragonstorm seems really sweet. I don't know if we will win any games with that deck, but it does seem super sweet. Overwhelming Splendor. Now, I don't think the cards are in the bot yet. So opponent blocks, opponent blocks, opponent blocks. Ooh, okay. So I think we let this go and then just stasis snare to hit the spell queller. Actually, no, we'll hit Bygone Bishop. So we lose a cult leader, but we wrath our opponent's board, and I'm feeling good. Now we're nowhere near dying to Westville Abbey. Opponent's out of cards. We got clues. We got removal spells left over. Geez. I am not sure how to build Overwhelming Splendor, especially in Standard. So no, I don't really know how to do it yet. Well, opponent attacks. We'll chump Gideon. Keep our life total high. Draw land. Well, sack a clue. Any creatures, please, deck. There we go, spell queller. Alright, so Declaration Stone Militia Captain. Kill Gideon. Hit our opponent. And I think we got it. I think a little bit of stumbling, but I think the deck is super sweet. So we're going to finish with the 3-2 by the looks. But we had some bad running in our losses, and while we had some consistency issues where when we don't draw well, we don't do well, the deck actually seems like it has some pretty sweet power. And that means we get to open a single treasure chest and see how lucky we happen to be. Opponent's passing, well, crack our clue. More lands, more fragmentizes. Go attacking. Our opponent can chump block for a turn with a Westville Abbey token, but they're getting pretty close to just being dead. Oh geez, do they have Avacyn? Oh, they do. Okay. There's Avacyn. So I'm assuming they block. Alright, so we're just gonna run out a spell queller to pump our militia captain so it doesn't die, and also make ourselves some clues. So we hit our opponent to 9, sack a clue. Yeah. Now we'll just pass, leave up Metallic Rebuke, get a 1/1 on the 1-turn clock. Love the videos, but can only watch them at X2 speed. I think your natural cadence for everything is about X2 slower than it needs to be. Have you ever thought about talking and playing twice as fast when streaming? Love you, a fan. I think it would be hard to do X2 speed live. I already feel like I talk faster than I should a lot of the time. Yeah, you can have a Gideon. I don't think we care about that. I don't think Gideon saves our opponent from their death. Opponent gets in with Avacyn. Alright. Down to 7. Sack our clue. Prairie Stream. Oh my goodness, deck. Well, play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Get a 1/1. Yeah, maybe I should have countered the Gideon. I was thinking we'd have a better target along the way, but maybe that was the correct thing to do. Opponent. Tapping, untapping. Alright, we're going to counter that. Yes, I guess maybe we should have countered it. I can see the argument. Opponent makes a 2-2. And passes. Come on, creature. Deck. Really? Play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Oh my goodness, deck. If only we could draw a single creature. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 lands. Opponent makes a 2-2. Oketra's Monument. Creature, please. Alright, one. There we go. There's a creature. Cloud Blazer. Coming down. Drawing his cards. Spell Queller. That doesn't especially help. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. So do we just gotta go wide enough that we kill our opponent in one shot? Opponent plays a Spell Queller. That's our last card. So I guess we Spell Queller back. Get some clues. Get rid of the Spell Queller. Get a 1/1. Pass the turn. Makes a 2-2. Sacks everything. Oh, goodness. All right, opponent flips Westville Abbey. Goes attacking. So we got a block. Let's sack a clue. Thraben Inspector. Sack a clue. Irrigated farmland. Not what we were looking for. Spell Queller down. Opponent gains a bunch of life. Oh, we might be losing now. Cycle farmland. More Thraben Inspectors. Oh dear. Yup. Well, we should have countered the Gideon. Looks like that's the truth of the matter. Cloud Blazer. So play Cloud Blazer, draw a couple cards. Where's all of our monuments? Play Thraben Inspector. Get a clue. Sack a clue. Draw more lands. Play Thraben Inspector. Get a clue. Play a Plains. Fragmentize Oketra's Monument. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. And finds a Selfless Spirit. Play activates Gideon. Goes attacking. Well, block and block. Take 6. Down to 2. Opponent passes. We draw even more lands. And more lands. Alright, well, 20 lands out of the deck. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, in retrospect, probably would have been better to counter the Gideon. So... Opponent has Avacyn. I think, I'm a little surprised that our opponent had... Hey, see ya, Poos Fiend. A little surprised that our opponent had Avacyn. I figured they were playing the same build of the deck that we were playing, but apparently they're playing a different build. Which probably means we need to sideboard a little bit differently. Probably going to play less things that deal with Monument if our opponent's playing Avacyns. And potentially more Selfless Spirits, which are actually very good against Avacyn, if that's what our opponent's doing. Yeah, Stasis Snare seems helpful with Avacyn being another main part of our opponent's deck. So I think we'll go down Collective Efforts. Go down... What are we going down? I don't know if Essence Scatter is actually worth it. It doesn't get Gideon's, doesn't get Oketra's Monument. They both seem like reasonable things to hit. Well, Fragmentize doesn't hit much, but keeping Oketra's Monument off the board does seem like a big deal. Maybe we go down, I guess we could go Collective Efforts over the... I mean, I guess Collective Effort does more than Fragmentize. Bring in a couple Selfless Spirits and... Gotta make one more cut somewhere. Maybe we'll just stick with one Selfless Spirit. Try it like that. Alright, we're on the play. And... deck. I will say that we have had endless, unbelievably bad... unbelievably bad hands with this deck. It's been really kind of absurd how much mana screwed or mana flooded we are all the time. It seems like 25 lands is the number that you want if you... It seems like the number that you want if you have Oketra's Monument and you have a Bygone Bishop and you have a million clues on the battlefield and all that stuff. But it seems like a number that often causes a lot of problems. So 5-card battle all around, both players going to 5. So at least it's an equal 5-card battle. We'll keep the Prairie Stream. We'll see if our opponent has Oketra's Monument. I mean, we have Gideon, which is a pretty big deal if we draw one more land. So we got a shot here. Opponent plays the Plains and passes. I think I'd rather be on the draw in this matchup, especially if I knew I was going to have 5-card hand. I think that's an advantage. Pass the turn. This 5 isn't horrible. Opponent plays an island and passes. I'll play an island, play a Bygone Bishop. I mean, there's a pretty reasonable chance that if we just stick Gideon next turn, we win. Opponent has Essence Scatter. So let's see what our opponent has. Westville Abbey. And a Bygone Bishop. That's not ideal. I'll play Plains. We gotta play the Gideon. We don't really have a choice. Play Gideon. Hope we draw a land next turn for Cloud Blazer. Make a 2/2, pass the turn. Oh, jeez. Oh, so opponent's 5, better than our 5. Opponent gets in. So now we want a removal spell is our best draw. A removal spell so we can kill our opponent's Gideon. It's the worst of lands. Well, fire up Gideon. I think we're going to cycle a farmland. Just in case we hit Declaration in Stone, it would be a huge deal. We do not. It's a land. Attack both Gideons at Gideon. Not going to work. Then we lose our Gideon, and our opponent still has a Gideon. Sir Bacon of Breakfast, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. Opponent blocks, Gideon down to 2. Play the plains, pass the turn. So now we lose our Gideon. And our opponent doesn't lose their Gideon, which probably means we just lose the game. Opponent gets in. So Gideon down, hits us for 2. There's Oketra's. Opponent, oh, geez, their mulligan was solid. Oh, boy. Well, play Cloud Blazer, draw some cards, gain some life. Another Cloud Blazer, so we get to hit Gideon for 2. Play Irrigated Farmland, pass the turn. The Night attack because we need to kill our opponent's Gideon. We can't just let our opponent's Gideon tick up to 5. We'll never kill our opponent's Gideon. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Okay. Opponent, second Bygone Bishop. Gets a clue, gets a 1/1. No. Well, our opponent has maybe the best 5 that you could possibly have. Oh my goodness. Does not get much better than that. Yeah, I mean, I guess Declaration is helpful-ish, but not, I don't even think it's game-winning. Opponent gets in. Down to 13. We draw Westville Abbey. Well, 1, 2, 3, play Monument. Play a Plains. Our opponent just draws so many cards now. Play another Cloud Blazer. Does get us a 1/1, does draw us a couple cards, does not impact the game. Pass the turn. We drew a removal spell, but not a good one. So we can try to flip into Ormondal, but I don't know if that really does it here. Like, we can Ormondal next turn. Opponent does not have the mana to flip into Ormondal. Fires up Gideon. I guess we have to see how our opponent attacks. Attacks with everything. Well, block, block. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess we also block the Gideon and take a bunch. I mean, we're 100% on the Ormondal plan. That's our only real hope here. And Ormondal's strong. We'll see. We draw Stasis Snare. Well, play Thraben Inspector. Get a 1/1. Get a clue. So I guess we kill Gideon. We have double stasis snare. I mean, we can just kill Gideon by attacking. We don't have to flip into Ormondal right now. We can just leave it up. So, attack Gideon, attack our opponent. Did our opponent... Alright, they drew an Avacyn. So we get to stasis snare the Avacyn, which lets us kill the Gideon. So stasis snare, get rid of Avacyn. I mean, we might still be in this. I think we're kind of in this. This is actually a Weisiger song, but it kind of sounds like Animal Collective. Opponent does not get clues from that either. Opponent blocks. We kill Gideon. I don't think we play Westville Abbey. I think we just pass. Yeah, let's just pass. Yeah, I don't know if I want our opponent to know we have Westville Abbey. Well, it has haste, so we can attack with it next turn anyway. Opponent sacks their clue, draws a card. I mean, there's still a risk that our opponent finds a stasis snare or declaration in stone. We wouldn't mind, like, cracking our clue and finding another Thraben Inspector or something. I mean, we have a stasis snare, though. Jeez. Okay. Opponent finds declaration in stone. The problem is now we can't Westville Abbey unless we draw 1, 2, 3, like a cheap creature. If we just land, we lose. I don't think we can stasis snare Bygone Bishop. I guess we just gotta let it go. Alright, so there it goes. Sure. Opponent's out of cards. We do get to crack a clue, so we need to hit a cheap creature to be able to Westville Abbey. Goes attacking, hits us for 6. Sack a clue. Creature? Island. Oh dear. Come on, deck. Come on. Opponent hits us. I guess we could find our own declaration in stone. Land. Oh no. No. Clue. Rebuke. Oh, deck. Clue. Thraben Inspector, and that's game. All the lands in a row. Now there's a Thraben Inspector, but doesn't matter. Ooh, that's brutal. That is so brutal. Yup. Well, that does it. Scoop 'em up. So, this is a song by Weisiger. I don't know what the name is. It is Tesseraction, something along those lines. We didn't lose because we sandbagged Abby. That's how would... I'm not sure what the correlation is there. I'll probably go to a GP at some point, but I'm not exactly sure when. The problem with stasis snaring a Bygone Bishop is we were still dead in 2 turns. We didn't have the mana to flip Westville Abbey right away, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. We could have cracked a clue a turn earlier, but we were still drawing land, so it wouldn't have mattered. So anyway, this deck, so obviously we should have countered the Gideon. We would have won the last match if we had countered the Gideon in game 2. So that was a mistake, should have countered the Gideon. So I think we could have went 3-2 with that play. I will say though, I was super excited for this deck, and it felt maddeningly inconsistent. Like, it felt like we flooded out a ton, and somehow while we were flooding out in our other matches, we were also getting 1 land openers. I think we mulled the 5 at least 2 times, mulled the 6 like 3 or 4 times, because we had 1 land openers. So there was just like a ton of random inconsistency, and I'm wondering if it's like the 1 land thing is one issue, but the 25 lands seems like a ton. Like, it seems like it's great when things are going well, but when you're just playing a bunch of random 2-drops and you have 25 lands in your deck, you end up having a not much going on. So if you have Bygone Bishops making a ton of clues, if you get to Dust Dawn and back a bunch of creatures, then it's nice to have a control deck amount of lands. But when your hand is just like Selfless Spirit, the random 2-drop that flips around, and I don't know, a Spell Queller, and you draw 10 lands, you just don't win those games. So I don't know, that's definitely an interesting build. So I think the deck is sweet. I enjoy the deck. I think it's pretty good. Like I said, we could have won 1 more match with better play with the countering the Gideon, but a lot of the other matches had nothing to do with play. We just did a lot of mulliganing and had weird land situations. So anyway, deck is sweet, but I don't know, could use some more work, I guess, and probably tighter play. So I think that does it for the league. Geez, it's already getting late. I guess we can try to squeak in 1 game of Momir real quick. Is anyone on the Momir list here that wants to play? And since it's running late, well, you kind of got a mulligan 1-landers. We're not buying treasure chests. That's I don't think that's a good idea for the night. I swore I would never do that again, because you always just lose tons of money. So if anyone that's actually on the Momir list wants to play, then let me know in the next 15 seconds or so. Scratch.jpg, Silo Murphy, Living Stony, Nikori, Fried Lambs, Damnation, Sincost, Paradox Whispers, Celessery, Hell Cretan, Proferig, The Metal Michael, Count Black, Baruski, Apes of Wrath, Assassination, etc., etc., etc. You should start a thing where you have to buy chests for every punt on stream. Yeah, that's not a good idea though, because while like the Gideon thing was obviously a punt, we're about like 50-50 for a punt being an actual punt and a punt being people disagreeing with the line I took, where there's multiple choices and it's arguable which one is better. So I think that's a problem. Like, while the Gideon thing, yes, I would agree that was a punt. When you're like, oh, you should have played Westville Abbey that last turn. That's not a punt. That's a choice, and there's not really a right or wrong answer. So if no one on the Momir list wants to play, I guess I'm going to just take the first challenge, because we should probably get rolling on Momir, because we're already getting later than normal. So anyone on the Momir list or the Momir overflow list, we're opening it up to the overflow list as well. Anyone? Anyone? Going once, going twice. Apes of Wrath, Assassination, Mirkin, My Dixie, Wanderer. I am the evil one, Digglewrath, Doomsquid. All the people I read earlier. Well, I just kind of want to get some food and stuff. I've been making videos and stuff since like 8 this morning, so by the time it gets to be like 9 o'clock, I'm like, it's time to like have some dinner, relax a little bit. Alright, well, I guess I'm taking the first Momir challenge since no one on the Momir list wants to play. So first challenge I get on Moto. Send me a challenge. I will accept the first challenge. I'm going to pull up the Momir lay. So we're ready to go with some Momir action. Hey Seth, do you check out viewer deck text because I have a concept for a mill deck I made, but I want someone else's opinion who is quite good at the game? Well, you are definitely welcome to email it to me, or you can put a link in the chat, either one. If you want to email me, saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. So you can do that, or just send a link in the chat. And we have a challenger, T-Cower, number 2. Thanks for the match, T-Cower. So get to wrap things up with some Momir, the randomest of formats. So opponent plays a swamp. We will match their swamp with a swamp of our own. A fine-looking onslaught swamp, I will say. See, this looks about like some of our hands from our blue-white monument deck. Let's make a 2-drop. Discard a Plains, first Momir creature of the night. Wing Sliver. All slivers have flying. So flying is good. Odds of hitting any more slivers, very slim, but you never know. It could happen. It would be super sweet if we did. Opponent, also be very unsweet. Oh no. Vampire Envoy shuts down the Wing Sliver beats. Not super aggressive, but it is a flyer and a pretty decent blocker. Well, let's make a 3. Sliver? Please? Man, if we get like Sliver Hivelord, ooh. Well, Woolly Throctor is big. That can attack through pretty much anything. Making a 1-drop in Momir is usually bad because usually the goal is to get to making 8 drops, which means you have to skip 1 drop if you're on the draw and 2 drops if you're on the play. So if you make a 1-drop, that means you're skipping what's probably a more powerful drop. I think Ponza's really fun. I don't think it necessarily has a good matchup against Death Shadow, which is kind of a concern, although it does seem pretty sweet against some of the Eldrazi Tron lists if you're fast enough. If you can start destroying lands on turn 2, it seems like it could really limit that deck. So I think it has good and bad matchups. I think it put up a top 16 semi-recently, so I don't think it's bad, but, I mean, it's not a tier 1 deck either or anything. Let's make a 4, see what we hit. Ooh, Silent Skimmer. That's actually pretty good. Our opponent can block it, but blocking it doesn't really matter because it deals damage. Well, makes our opponent lose life whenever it attacks. Sort of a weird design. Yeah, I usually skip 3. 2 mana, I think, has the best odds of hitting a Mana Dork. And Mana Dorks are like the best thing you can get in Momir. I think it's a single best card type or ability, whatever you want to call it. Opponent, Tidewater Minion. Ooh, that's like a 5-mana Mana Dork because it can untap a land. So that's actually pretty good, even though it has Defender. So our opponent can jump up to 7 next turn when we're making a 5. Oracle of Moldiah is insane. We got that, I think, one of our last Momir games, and it's super good. It is so good. Opponent gets in with the Fear creature. And passes. We'll play the Swamp, and let's just make a 5. Hopefully get some good hits since our opponent has this Mana Dork. Marrow Chomper devours, gains life. Wait. So we can make it a 7/7? Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think we just let it go. Just a 3/3 for 5. So let's get in with Silent Skimmer and Woolly Thoctor, I think. So opponent loses 2. Yeah, a 5/5 with our opponent making 7 drops. I think a 5/5 still probably just gets outclassed and won't be able to attack. So I think I'd rather have a 1/1 flyer that can chump block a big flyer for a turn. Usually play the mountains and the swamps to avoid land walk abilities and stuff like that from the opponent with like forest walk, island walk, and so forth. Ooh. Alright, opponent's gonna give up on the Mana Dork. That's good for us. Pass the turn. VT Blake, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. And that's the other one. The other reason is red and black do have the best activated abilities. Opponent. Yeah, so if our opponent had a forest walk creature and we had a forest, it would be unblockable. And most of the big walk creatures are island walk and also forest walk. There's also a few plains walk, but not so much. I mean, you still get hit by random swamp walk and stuff, but there's no like 8-drop that has swamp walk, I don't believe. Yeah, there's actually kind of a lot to it, or like somewhat. I mean, you get random creatures, but there's still, you do as much as you can to control the variants. Opponent gets an Obnixilus Unshackled. Flying Trample grows as creatures die. Probably not going to be much library searching. Well, at least our opponent isn't ramping. That's good news for us. We get to make a 6. Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, 6 mana is a lot, but 4 power unblockable is actually a pretty good clock in Momir. Unblockable, so nice. It doesn't even get blocked by flyers. Am I ever going to play Vintage on stream? I don't imagine that it will happen often, but I could imagine it happening very rarely. Hey, what's up, Mirkin? Yes, you made it in time for the Momir. We technically have 2 unblockables. Yeah, I mean, I guess we get in 2 damage with this, although it dies to Obnixilus, but if it's getting in the last 2 points, it's worth it. Yeah, card draw is helpful because it lets you get to even bigger drops. You can get up to like Emeralds, other Eldrazi, and so forth. But usually getting to 8 and just making 8 drops repeatedly is pretty good. Opponent, lost connection. Hopefully T-Core is back here shortly. So the stream, the deck was sweet. We had some running issues, had a punt that cost us a match, but I think the deck's pretty sweet. We ended up 2-3. Thank you, Goblin Master. I like nice lands. Has anyone ever played Pauper Momir? I'm assuming you would have had to play it in paper, because I don't think that's actually an option online. We have a top cards from Hour of Devastation for Commander coming out soon. So that's coming out, I think, either Monday or Tuesday. And we might have just lost our Momir match because our opponent has disappeared. Alright, well, let's try one more time. Frostwalker, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops here for our new subscriber. It's possible to play Paper Momir, but it's kind of challenging. Alright, so since our opponent has lost connection, not playing. I haven't played Mojo still, but I've heard about it. So I guess we'll try one more one-game match. So if you alright, yes. Alright, we have another challenger. So we're gonna do one more one-game match. Probably not do the full 2 games, but this will let us get some Momir since we lost our opponent. Sorry, Magic Man, you've been beat out by just a minute by Kistar, I believe. Kurtash Magic. So, all right, let's try this one more time. One more chance to get in a game of Momir to conclusion. I think my favorite is Overwhelming Splendor. Humility is a card that I really love, so it's cool to see something that looks like Humility. Plus, there's janky curse synergies. We've played Altar of the Brood in decks, I believe. Heartless Summoning combo was the one I can think of. So we have played it, but I don't know if we've ever just set out and done, like, against the odds Altar of the Brood or anything like that. Let's make a 2. And Sheltering Ancient, oh boy, gonna die. Wish we had his Solemnity. Cumulative upkeep, gotta put a +1/+1 counter on a creature an opponent controls. So if we can't put a counter on it, then it dies. Well, I guess we can keep it alive for a turn. Opponent makes it 2. Fresh Volunteers. Alright, well, I guess we can keep Sheltering Ancient alive by putting a counter on it. I guess it's probably worth it. So, Fresh Volunteers gets bigger. We get to make a... Well, I guess we gotta skip 3. Uh-oh. Our original opponent returned. Uh-oh. Momir double Q? That's not... I don't know if I can handle this. I'm not much of a double Qer. Phyrexian Colossus. It's too much Momir. Too much Momir all at once. Get in with Sheltering Ancient. I can't handle it. It's too much. We have a new subscriber, JC Farley. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. So get in, pass the turn, flip back over to this game. Opponent gets in with their flyer. Well, we'll take 4. Yep, you got us. Oh no. Opponent makes a 3-drop. I hate double queuing so much. Whip Sergeant gets in for 3. We'll take it. So jump over here, make a 7-drop. Maybe we just hit Phage and lose. Yashimi who bears the way. Just a 4/4 basically. Get in with our unblockable creature and our flyer. Drain our opponent. Opponent hits us. Down to 21. Do the double Q of Momir more often. Oh my goodness. Alright. Cumulative upkeep. I think we gotta let this die now. So opponents down to 11. So Sheltering Ancient goes away. We get to make a 4-drop. Discard the plains. What do we get? This thing doesn't do much of anything. Scarwood Tree Fork, 3/5, enters tapped. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. Bears, bars. You don't have time to read when I'm double queuing, Jay Zoller. Opponent makes a Archon of the Trimutive. Attacks to tame 2 non-land permanents. That's not good. Opponent gets a 3. It's Seething Pathblazer. 2/2, sack an elemental, gets +2/+0 and first strike. And our opponent gives a haste, so we're taking a beating here. Down to 14. Well, untap, play a swamp, make a 5-drop. Brood Warden. Oh, this card was sweet in Rise of Eldrazi Limited. Not super sweet in Momir, because you rarely get tokens, but... Down to 5. We need a really good hit here, or we're just dead. I don't know what that would be. Like a Bounce Kraken, Platinum Empyrean, maybe a big haste. Oh. Oh. That means we're still dead. Yeah. Archon attacks, keeps our flyers from blocking, and we die. Yikes. Alright, opponent gets a 5/5 for 5, monsters 3, exile all artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, I think you got us here. So we're good game, T-Cower. Good game, good game. We'll scoop this one up, finish up the other match. Good game. Opponent. Now we can focus on one match at least. Opponent passes. Well, play the mountain, make a 6-drop. Good game, T-Cower. Thanks for the match. Purity, not very relevant. Well, pass the turn. I guess it's a 6/6 flyer, so it's relevant in that way. No problem, T-Cower. Sorry I jumped into another match. I wasn't sure if you were coming back or not, so sorry for the double queuing. Like to avoid that if I can. Lord Hessler, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. The humbler of mortals tramples up the dorks. Hey, what's up, Shadow Titan? It was pretty good. I mean, we finished 2 and 3. Could have been 3 and 2. Deck was fun. Had some weird running with it, but not bad, not bad. Now we're just closing up with one last game of Momir. So let's discard a swamp. Skittish Velsac, 5/5 for 7. When your upkeep, flip a coin. If you lose it, turn it face down. Oh, man. Oh, that is gotta be one of the worst 7-drops. That is so bad. All Momir creatures are considered tokens. Hey, thank you, Lord Hessler. Triple Q, 3 formats with 3 different decks. That could be challenging. Durog Skull Cavalry, 4/4, can make some spirits, 4 bunch mana. Also gain a bit of life. I'd love to be able to trade this with something. All right, come on, coin flip. Tails never fails. Yes! All right. For our reward, we get to keep our 5/5 for 7. How was that even a card? Oh man, that card's bad. Ooh, all right. Ghoul Tree is big. That's good. Get in with Purity. Yeah, I don't know about the 24-hour infect stream, even for charity. It would have to be a really deserving charity. I guess we can't flip it face down. That's a good... Well, yeah, I don't think we can flip it face down. You're right. Although, it's still a 7-mana 5/5, which is still not very good. Avatar of Woe is super unbeatable in Momir. So we gotta hit something that bounces that, basically, or we're just gonna die. Opponent passes. Tails never fails. We lose the flip. It does go face down! Okay. So apparently... Huh. Is that supposed to happen? You can turn more... Huh. I don't think that's supposed to work. You can't transform. Maybe you can morph... I guess morph... Okay. I don't know. I guess I've never tried to morph before. So we can flip it back up if we want to? Opponent. Oh my goodness, 2 in a row! Oh no. 2 Masterpiece Avatars of Row in a row. And that is super unbeatable. Come on, deck. Come on. Maybe Bounce Kraken? Ooh, never mind. Now we might just win through Avatar of Woe. Oh my goodness, we got it. Whoo, thank goodness. We got there. Crater Hoof, the Hoof Daddy comes through. Good game, Cartage Magic. Good game, good game. Wow, double Avatar of Woe, but we still got it. Oh, thank goodness. And, geez, so I think that wraps it up for tonight. So we finished 2 and 3 with Blue-White Monument. Could have been 3 and 2. But still, I mean, deck is really interesting. It seems really fun. Should have run better. Could have played a little better. And then Momir, we got in a couple of half matches, even a little bit of double queuing. So, and then Hoof comes through for the win. So I think that wraps it up. So what do we got coming up? We got Commander Clash tomorrow, a pre-release overrated and underrated cards coming out tonight on the YouTube channel. So make sure to check those out. Also, all next week, like I mentioned, gonna have some best cards for various formats from Hour of Devastation. So keep an eye out for those as well. Also, of course, the replay YouTube. That's where you can find this stream tomorrow if you missed a part or just want to go back and watch me punt with Gideon or see the Momir matches. And then also the merch page where you can get t-shirts and playmats and all that stuff. So I think that brings us to the end of the stream for tonight. So big thanks to everyone for hanging out. Also, big thanks to everyone who subbed and donated. Definitely appreciate the support. Like I said, and another sub right at the end, Victor Cho 52, 7 months in a row. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big scoops cheer for our new subscriber. I don't think there's a This Week in Legacy this week. I think it should be back next week. I don't remember what the reason was, but I think we missed 1 week of it. So we'll be back on Tuesday with another one. Be playing some new Hour of Devastation pre-release events, since pre-release will be upon us. So you won't want to miss that one. It'll be time for some sweet Hour of Devastation. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out and for your support, and I will talk to you soon.